In a world where Carolina Panthers fans have an insatiable thirst for Panthers news and opinions, only one podcast roars ferociously. It's the C3 Panthers Podcast.
Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Panther fans by Panther fans. This is your opportunity to come and be a part of the show and join this discussion, man. The link to join the show is in the description of the YouTube, in the description of the Facebook, and I posted it in the chat room for anybody who wants to come in and join in on this discussion. We have a good show today. A lot of Sam Darnold, a lot of David Tepper, but a whole lot of Panther opinions from your favorite Friday free-for-all crew. Let's jump into this. Let me introduce my guys here. Nick Montero, what's up, brother?
What's up, Cody? You know, just getting ready to head down to Daytona in a couple weeks for you to come on here and hurt some feelings. Because, bro, I got some stuff to say that people are not going to like me for.
Ooh, spicy. I like
Way
that,
caliente.
Ooh, hey, that's what this show is for, man. I mean, every opinion is welcomed, and the next guest here is certainly not shy or afraid to give his opinion. My man, Drew, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Cody's? What's going on, fellas? Ready for a good show tonight? And yes, Sam Darnold still sucks.
Yes, he does, sadly. And now it appears as though Sam Darnold has Matt Rule disease, aka foot and mouth disease. And that's gonna make for a good discussion here. But you hear that next man, my man Kenneth Panther Pickle. What's up, bro?
Hey guys, just by the way, in the chat when I said Sam's going to lead us to the SB, I didn't mean Super Bowl. I mean the Super Bowl, because that's the closest bowl with Sam Darnold as the quarterback we gonna get to the Super Bowl. But anyway. But other than that, we good. But Sam Darnold's got confidence, baby. He's so full of himself. Just he's so full of himself, it ain't real.
Yeah, man. Sam Darnold. And by the way, why did you have to go on Bussin' with the Boys? Why couldn't it come on the C3 podcast, right? Imagine
we probably wouldn't invite him.
Dude,
Because he knows better.
He's scared, Cody. He's scared.
Okay, listen. Once upon a time, C3 had Dave Newton on our beat check. And I'm telling you, man, he earned a lot of fans during that interview. Imagine if Sam Darnold said, you know what? I'm going to go right where the Panther fans are at and tell them they should have some faith in me, man. I think that would have been great for him. But no, he had to go on a Barstool podcast since he's all big time. But we're going to jump into it, man. You know I've got the clips for you. But 89 J Stubbs once again joining us. What's up, bro?
What up, man? Hope everybody's having a good Friday. And shout out Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
Dude, Robbie is the best. And then Robbie kind of responded to Sam, but then kind of walked back that said response.
Moonwalk.
I don't know. Look, you know we're gonna get into it today, man. As always, if you haven't done so already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell for every single time the C3 Panthers podcast goes live. Gentlemen, let's not bury the lead anymore, man. Sam Darnold went on a podcast known as Bussin' with the Boys, which is a good show, by the way. I actually like that show. I like Taylor Lewan. He seems to be a pretty cool dude. But Sam Darnold went on Bussin' with the Boys, and he was asked on what the Panthers would do, or on what he would do, rather, if the Panthers drafted a quarterback at 6. And I'm just going to let you hear from the man himself.
It truly is, and this is kind of where you're not going to believe what I say, but just bear with me. I'll be ready. Yeah. It truly is like whatever happens, happens. Because that's at the end of the day, like, it's out of my control. Yeah. And I know that. And so I have enough security in myself where I can be like, I know I'm a good quarterback.
Mhm.
I know I can be a good quarterback in this league. I've proved it. And I know there's a league. I've proved it. And I know there's a team, if, something happens, that would want me.
I know I'm a good player. I've proved it. And this is not going over well with Panthers Twitter. Now, before we go into this, I'm actually going to pose the devil's advocate here, right? Because I think it's all very easy for us to jump in and shit on Sam Darnold. And most of our opinions have been pretty thoroughly spelled out on Sam. But is there any argument to be made for the fact that Sam Darnold came to another offensive line that was very bad? And then on top of that, early in the season, the Panthers started 3-0 with Sam Darnold as quarterback. So my question to you simply is, what has Sam Darnold actually proven? Has he proven that he can be a good quarterback? Is Sam Darnold off base for saying anything that he just said? Whoever wants to jump in and go first on this,
he's
please
not.
go ahead.
He's to me, he's proven that he can take a beating and keep on ticking. He might not tick real good, but he can tick.
Right.
Second, though, one thing I got to say, that there could be an argument to that he went to a bad offensive line, offensive coordinator situation, stuff like that. And as long as a lot of us has been Panther fans, we know one thing. If Sam Darnold comes out this coming season, and for whatever reason he becomes damn, dude, lost your mind. And he becomes the starter, and he blows out and takes us into the playoffs, everybody's going to forget about it. But at least he's not crying and whining. I feel like everybody betrayed him, like other superstar quarterbacks who got paid this past year felt and expressed. He handled this better than Aaron Rodgers handled it. He handled it better than Baker Mayfield handled it.
Aaron Rodgers is a 4-time MVP, bro.
Yeah, and how many Super Bowls has Aaron Rodgers won?
He got one.
Exactly. One is not.
He's at least got
The
one.
name of the game.
Come on, bro.
The name of the
My
game
thing
is to
is
win
this.
the Super Bowl.
With Sam Darnold, it's like, look, part of me is like, well, what do I expect him to say? If he thinks that he still has a future as a quarterback in the NFL, well, then I don't want him to be like, yeah, I suck. They're probably going to upgrade over me, and I'll just be a backup. Hope they don't. Like, even though that's what we all might think Sam Darnold to be, he's allowed to have belief in himself. I think the problem is when he comes on and says, I've proven it. I proved it. And I think that's where people are kind of like, well, what have you proven? Because, I mean, for the past, 4 years in a row, he has had the very worst QBR in the NFL. And I believe even with a clean pocket, he has the lowest accuracy rating or something like that. So
just the media protects that dude, bro. For whatever reason, it's like he knows he's good because for whatever reason, the media would not give up that they were wrong about him. Like people still hold on to he has this talent, but it's like you can have the talent, but you make terrible decisions, bro. Like terrible decisions.
Yeah, I mean, the talent.
Dan Orlovsky and Chris Sims and all those guys saying, he's a great quarterback. He still needs some work, but he's got the intangibles. He's
so young. He's so young.
Only thing Sam Darnold's proven is whatever he's smoking is laced with something seriously potent.
Oh no! You want to know what Sam Darnold's good at? Seeing ghosts, bro. He won't come on this podcast now that I was a ghost for a little bit. It ain't gonna happen.
No.
Okay? But bro, let me tell you something, man. Okay, we draft Kenny Pickett at 6. Okay, Sam Darnold will be our starter. So get ready for that one, man. Get ready for that one. And guess what? When that happens, that is going to be Matt Rule's job.
Only way you draft Kenny Pickett at 6 if Malik Willis goes in the top 5. And I mean, at that point, I'm trying to trade down.
You know what?
I agree with you.
I honestly, whoever rookie quarterback we draft, and I say that with parentheses because if whoever rookie quarterback we draft, let me rephrase that. Whichever quarterback comes in, I want Sam Darnold during training camp or preseason to come on and force that other person to fight to take that job. That's what I want. Because
listen,
Sam lays there and allows somebody else to come in. Hey, with all due respect to every quarterback, including Cam Newton, I want them to come in and play so good to take that job. Now, that probably don't have to be real hard, but they still have to play to take the job. Because I don't want somebody walking in be handed the job. We've done that before, and that to Sam Darnold, that was a big mistake.
Yeah, well,
even Cam Newton had to fight to compete for his job when he.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think I would love, and I think no matter what, they're going to have to find a way to have some competition for the quarterback spot this year. Real quick, let me add my man Connor to the stream. Connor, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what's up, guys? It's good.
Hey, man, you got the professional setup today,
now
man.
You all
With the
set up, man.
The microphone, the headset. You're official.
Real quick,
now,
I got something to show you guys. So
the chosen one.
Yeah,
Ron Rivera sign ball over here. Jonathan Stewart sign ball right here.
Nice.
Jake Delhomme and Steve Smith sign ball. DJ Moore sign ball. Got this one done personally. I got everything.
Cool.
Nice. So
nice,
you have yourself a Panthers man cave going on down there, bro. I'm digging it, dude.
A cub cave.
Yeah, man. Hey, so let me get your opinion, Connor. Did you see the clip of Sam Darnold that I just played?
Yeah, how could I?
Yeah. Have you seen? Okay, yeah. Give me your opinion on Sam. Are we being too hard on Sam, or has Sam proven anything? Has he just gone to a terrible situation, and we've kind of had unfair circumstances on what he might do with this team? What do you think?
Well, I will say I like Sam as a person, and however, I don't like his play. But I also think, even though I do not like him as a quarterback, I think that he was put into a horrible situation. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even I think he's still, I mean, let's just say he goes to a good team. What's a good team without a quarterback right now? Let's just say
right now,
Miami.
How about the Panthers? The Panthers. Miami, depending on what you think of Tua.
Let's just say that some superstar guy like Patrick Mahomes or something, let's just say something crazy happens and he tears his ACL.
Yo, chill.
No, I'm just saying, like, I mean.
No, you're
good. You're good.
I know. I'm just saying that if something happens like catastrophic to another quarterback that's with a good team, if we ship Sam off for like maybe a 3rd round pick, then he could be a contender. Whichever team.
So you're saying maybe kind of keep him as trade fodder. So if someone gets injured, they need a quarterback. Boom, we've got a quarterback. If you need one, give us a 3rd round pick and we're good to go, you know?
Right. Of course, the only problem with that is the cap space. Of course.
Yeah, but you know what,
dude,
I'm not even worried about the cap space anymore.
Yeah, we have cap space.
I've also been watching some of Kenny Pickett versus Malik Willis, and I know that last week I was all on Pickett. I loved him. I've changed my mind again. I like Willis again.
Oh, all right, change your mind. I like
Willis.
I've been. Go ahead, man.
I think that he's kind of like Josh Allen in a way. I mean, he's just a faster Josh Allen. No, I don't like the fact that he runs as much as he does, but I love the fact that athleticism is also right there.
Yeah.
I tell you, a quarterback who's getting a lot of steam here the last week or two that's Ritter. Desmond Ritter's getting a lot of steam. I seriously believe he's going to be the 3rd quarterback off the board.
Oh, I also have some
third. I think that Matt Corral. I've even heard buzz that Matt Corral isn't off the table for the Panthers at 6.
Oh wow!
I've heard that too.
Yeah,
wow.
I mean, this is.
I don't know about that one.
Well,
he has the tools, dude. It's just
like we're talking about talent, you know, and I think that's another discussion that we're going to have here too regarding our number 6 pick. Yeah. I mean, everyone pretty much agrees it's either offensive line or quarterback at this point.
Yeah.
But I've been having this conversation just like Connor is too, looking at who's going to be the guy to bet on long term. And Connor, you mentioned the fact that he's a runner. Like Liberty didn't really have a lot of help for him. So a lot of those scenarios, he kind of had to be a runner.
Right, exactly.
This is why. Yeah, this is why one of my comparisons, believe it or not, has been Justin Herbert. Because Justin Herbert at Oregon was in an offense that wasn't very advantageous to his kind of skill set. So I kind of think the same could be true for Malik Willis as well. Hang on, man. Let me add my man Twan to the stream. Twan, what's up, brother?
What's good, fellas? How y'all doing tonight?
To the man. Sorry, y'all was talking to that councilman earlier
today,
getting the inside scoop, man. We're definitely gonna have to pick your brain on that in a little bit. But before we go forward, man, Sam Darnold, what are we thinking about Sam Darnold and that podcast interview, man, telling everybody that he feels like he's proved it? What has my man proven? And this is to anybody, really. I mean, to Twan, to anyone. What has been proven by Sam Darnold to this point? Because I'm telling you, man, I don't care what you hear on the internet. My personal opinion is the Panthers are gonna draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
And everything that you're hearing from now up until the draft is going to tell you offensive line, because that's what they want their all the other teams around them to think. That's just my opinion. But what do y'all think?
I think we're going to trade back, and we're going to get a lineman, and we're going to be able to get, depending on who we trade with, either we're going to trade with someone that's going to give us 2 close enough picks that we could get a lineman and pick it, because I think that those quarterbacks have dropped. Or if Carolina, I'm thinking like you, Cody, if they don't want to take a chance, then they're just going to go and they're going to get Pickett first. Sam Darnold hasn't proven anything except that he was who he showed. He showed us who he was, and no one wanted to believe him. Sam Darnold wasn't good coming out of USC. He's just he ain't got it in him. He ain't got that dog in him. I mean, he's Cutler 2022. He's Jay Cutler. It's just not in him, man. You know what I'm saying? So, all this, other teams are interested in me and whatever. I would like to know who, but I don't care as long as he's just not on this team. Carolina really played themselves going out and desperately picking this guy up and then giving him a 5th-year option, and now he actually thinks he's someone.
Yeah, man, and I don't know. He had to know that question was coming too.
Yeah,
and he had no problem answering it the way he did. Let me add my man Kevin Bosch over to the stream. My man chilling, eating some lunch. You're on a lunch break, aren't you, Kev? Yeah, I feel you, man. I feel you. Hey, man, real quick, give me your opinion. Take a swig of that water, clear your mouth out. Tell me what you think about my man Sam Darnold. I know you've seen the clips at this point. Him saying he feels like he's proven that he's a good quarterback. What are you thinking, man? Yeah, you're on mute. I can't hear. It says you're on. Nope, can't hear you. Yeah, you might have to come back in. Come out and then come back in. But
hey, Cody.
Go ahead, Kev.
So you're saying what it sounds like is if you were making the pick, you would take, if Malik Willis is there, you're taking him, right? That's what it sounds like.
As of this moment, I would say, yeah, man. I believe the upside, and if I'm being real with you, kind of mirroring on what Connor said a little bit, I've been looking at some more Kenny Pickett myself, and one of the things that I've thought too is he really doesn't have a great pocket presence. If you notice Kenny Pickett, like under pressure, there have been times when he evades the pocket when he had a clear pocket to be able to step up into and throw the football.
That's a red flag, right?
It kind of concerns me a little bit, as to whether or not that tendency is going to follow him on the next level. That's very Sam Darnold to me.
So, Cody, let me tell you something with that. The reason why I'm so impressed with Kenny Pickett is this, because just like with the Carolina Panthers, Kenny Pickett, that Pittsburgh line was not great. and all he did was break Dan Marino's record. But it's not just about Dan Marino's record; it's about his solid play. Now Carolina actually has a line for the first time in our existence that looks like it's going to be something. And if he's doing that in front of a bad line in college, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's going to come in and be Tom Brady right away, but the sky's the limit of what he's going to be behind a good line.
Yeah, I mean, there
People
were
like to gloss
times
over that breaking of Dan Marino's record like it's nothing, and I don't understand why people keep doing that.
No, I'm not saying that it's nothing, but what I am saying
A lot
is
of guys playing
that
for
there was definitely times on Malik Willis's film when he had a clean pocket to be able to throw to, and there was even guys open across the middle, then he just didn't see him because one of the rushers breaks free, and then now he's trying to extend the play unnecessarily. If anything, I would say Malik Willis on his film, it was the opposite. If anything, Malik Willis sometimes holds on to the ball a little bit too long. Malik Malik will hold on to the ball too long, whereas Pickett, in my mind, he has happy feet, almost like Sam Darnold. Not to the extent of Sam Darnold. Twan, I'm telling you, man, there's times on his film where he just doesn't quite trust that pocket. I'm not saying that he can't overcome that, but it does give me some pause if we're going to be drafting him at number 6. And we have to be real. There's a reason why none of these NFL talent evaluators are saying that these guys are worth a top 10 pick, because they do have certain flaws.
Because that's just their opinion.
That you're going to have to kind of project.
They all have a certain amount of flaws.
Yeah, that's just their opinion.
They said Patrick Mahomes had flaws. They said
everybody got flaws coming in.
Shall have flaws. Cam have flaws.
But they were
everybody got flaws.
But Cody, honestly, I agree with Twan in a way as far as trading back. There are only 3. We have to pick on the offensive side of the ball. Right. And at number 6, there are only 3 players. You either take Evan Neal if he falls, you take Kwanu if he falls, or you take Malik Willis if he falls. Other than that, you're trying to trade back. And at that point, I'm trying to get Matt Corral or Desmond Ridder and the best offensive lineman available at that point.
I got a question though.
Because one of them will be available.
So, we just like Brady Christensen's like, I don't understand why like that's not an option. I mean, obviously it is an option if we take a quarterback, but it's like it almost seems like they do not want him to play left tackle for whatever reason.
Matt Rule doesn't want him to play left tackle.
And when does Matt Rule ever
line coach and Scott Fitterer says he can definitely play left tackle.
Exactly.
I do think Cody's right, bro. I think they're trying to make it seem like they're not taking a quarterback, so nobody jumps them.
Yeah, and if you notice, by the way, if you follow people on Twitter, like John Ellis put out a report, he had some sources that the Panthers were heavily interested in offensive linemen at number 6. They've floated out some names like Cross, or then Kim Kwanu is the guy. To me, it's that time of year, especially with the Panthers being in the position that they're in. I generally don't trust anything that I'm hearing, and I'm not going to trust it until like maybe a few days before the draft, and even that's an iffy situation. Like, I just don't.
Everybody in love with Charles Cross. He does not fit what they're trying to do.
I love him though, man.
Same thing with Linderbaum.
Attack, and that's not his game.
Yeah, it's just his talent level.
Yeah, so my thing
talent level is great, but I mean, if that's not his game, what they're trying, they want to maul people at the point of attack. That's not what he does. If they're throwing the ball, then great, take him because he's a great pass blocker. But at that point, if those 3 players aren't there, you trade back, get some more assets, and you pick up Ridder or Matt Corral, and you roll it with it at that point.
And I agree with what he's saying, man. It's too many times NFL players try to take guys out of college and turn them into something that they are not. I always told you, this is not who I am. And Carolina's tried to do that a lot in the past. When a guy tells you and shows you what he is in college, don't bank on that with no high pick in the draft.
Yeah, because they was trying to make Lamar Jackson a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Drew, I will say this though. Like, my evaluation of Kevin Kwanu and Charles Cross is literally vice versa, in that I think both of them are talented enough to do the thing that they weren't asked to do a lot on film. So, for example, Cross, he is a pass protecting left tackle. And I get that's what you're saying, that, the Panthers, we want to be more of a hard-nosed, run the ball down your throat type of offense. And Charles Cross doesn't necessarily fit that bill. But he is the type of athlete and the type of prospect that I don't think it would have a problem doing it at the next level once he got some time to.
Cody, I've watched some of Charles Cross's films, like the ones you've done and some other people. The thing that bothers me about Charles Cross is in run blocking, the few times I had, he does not have a mean streak. He does not have that mean streak in him.
Okay, so you think he just lacks it, almost like Greg Little.
Little 2.0.
Exactly. See, Ikem Ekwonu wants to put you in the dirt.
Yep.
And bulldoze you. Charles Cross does not have that. And that's what they want. Is somebody who's going to put a defensive end or a linebacker in the dirt.
Yeah.
I mean, Cody, you said like after some time, then he could be. But see, again, if you're saying after some time, then you're saying that he's not coming in that way. That's trying to make a player something that he's not. Carolina's just got to start going after these dogs and just leave it at that.
I'd rather have Pennington before I take Cross. Because Pennington's nasty.
Stop trying to fix players at a high pick and just go get the guy that already is.
Exactly.
Yeah, but then you have certain guys like last year, like Pat Elflein, had all the nasty and the toughness that Matt Rule wanted, but he didn't have the technique.
Pat Elflein ain't never been nasty. The only thing nasty about Pat Elflein is his disgusting play.
We thought
also remember we brought in
motherfucker probably don't shower.
Remember we brought in Michael Jordan, and Matt Rule was like, "Yeah, Michael Jordan, he's one of our toxic guys. He's a mean, strong,
Tony, how many times has Matt Rule been right?
Guy.
How many times has Matt Rule been right? That's why we want him out of here. How many times? That's why we want him out of here. How many times has he been right?
Yeah, never.
That's why we want to get him out of here.
But like what Twan, you just said, like all these guys that are coming in, you have to go after certified dogs.
First of all, he tried to bring in all of Temple and Baylor.
Exactly.
That didn't work. Then he goes off and gets Sam Darnold.
We had a nasty road grader last year, and he wouldn't even play him.
Yeah.
The problem is
Deontay Brown on the bench and did not even play that man.
The problem is Matt Rule don't want anybody to buck back with him, so he gets all these soft ass guys.
Exactly.
I think we're putting too much of a focus on Matt Rule, because while Matt Rule may be the head coach, I don't think he's got as much power over the roster as people think. I believe they're going to listen to the offensive line coach a lot more this year. Hence to being that the offensive line coach has been behind Brady Christensen lining up at left tackle since he saw him. So therefore, I believe that you're going to see a change, and Matt Rule is just going to go with the flow. I wouldn't be surprised to hear Matt Rule say, "Yeah, I thought he would be a good left tackle all along."
He's a virus, man. Matt Rule is a virus. Hey, look, hey Cody, show, man, but I want to hear from the youth, man. The Connor kid got me excited, so.
Connor, talk to him, man.
I want to know what Connor feels about Matt Rule.
All right, so, well, of course, I feel horrible. I don't like Matt Rule like a lot of people in here. But I've also got something on my mind that I want to talk about, the quarterback position. And that's someone that's really being slept on in this year's draft. His name starts with a B and ends with a Z. He comes out of Western Kentucky. His name is Bailey Zappi. I really like him. I mean, I think he could be good.
Hey, Connor, I'm about to send you the timeout, man.
Let me throw this out there. I wanted to bring this up last week. I wanted to bring this up last week.
Hey, look here.
And it goes with what Connor was saying, though, actually, and I didn't. I mentioned it to Cody on Twitter. Hypothetically, say Neal's there at 6, right?
Right.
For whatever reason, your top left tackle's there, and you select, okay? just hypothetically.
Mhm.
Then you get to the 4th round and Zappy's there. Do you take a chance on him?
No, absolutely. We don't take no chances
Why
with
not?
no bums.
How do you know he's a bum?
He's barely an XFL player. Come on, man. You know he's not NFL ready. You know he ain't no NFL player.
I heard the exact same thing about Russell Wilson and
He ain't
Dak
Russell Wilson.
Prescott.
Wait,
Hold on.
Russell Wilson when he was
Time
drafted. Time out. What player are we talking about?
Bailey Zappe.
I mean, look. I don't have a problem with Bailey Zappe. I mean, I think one of the names that you're hearing in comparison to him, believe it or not, is Gardner Minshew. Like it's around the same height, around the same kind of style.
It's a gimmick.
Too.
It's a gimmick.
I mean,
the NFL's a gimmick now.
I mean, look, he has some good highlights. I mean,
if you would take him in the 4th round, would you take him in the 5th or 6th round?
I wouldn't take him in no rounds. Any round that we take him in, and we missing out on a pick.
You think you
How do you know it's not going to be good?
Let me ask you this.
Okay, I'll
Would
put
you
it to you
rather
like
have
this.
Sam
No
Darnold?
one. I'll put it to you like this. Zappe will not get picked up by an NFL team in this draft. Then he's going to get picked up as someone who didn't make the draft. I guarantee you no one picked them up.
What are you gonna guarantee, man?
I'll put 20 on it.
All right. I mean, listen, I like the dude. I have no problem.
I think he's gonna get drafted.
I have no problem with him as a talent. But what I will say is this though, like he's one of those guys that kind of like Ian Book coming out a few years ago out of Notre Dame. Like he's the type of guy that you're gonna take if you're gonna draft him, it's gonna be later in the round or later in the draft because he doesn't have those measurables. He doesn't have the cannon for an arm. He's a smart football player, but to me, he's kind of like a backup. I would say I would say maybe if you want to talk about a guy that you might really want to take a flyer on later in the draft, maybe Carson Strong. If you believe that you have an offensive line,
they didn't interview him.
I understand that.
Yeah, I know, and the Panthers didn't interview him.
Hey Connor, you can catch Zappe on Canadian football in about 2 years. That's where he'll be.
Well, that'd be fun to follow. A lot of people.
I'm not saying take him over someone that is, let's just say Carson Strong's there. I mean, I'm not saying take him over Carson Strong, but I mean, if he is still there in the 4th or 5th round, take him.
He's gonna be there in the 7th round.
I don't believe.
I don't think so.
This is highly unlikely.
I think he's gonna be drafted, but you're not gonna see a team draft him
to
be a starter.
Panther Pickle, bet me that.
I'm not saying.
No, I don't bet anymore. I used to bet a lot years ago, and I got my butt handed to me.
Ain't nobody putting their money up on those Zappe.
Hell no.
He sounds like a sticky
I ain't putting money on nobody in this draft.
I'm just saying.
Hey,
I got 20 on it.
What if Hutchinson is there?
Who got 20 on it?
I got 20 on it.
All right, Kibosh, I got you, bro.
I don't even believe it, but I'm just going to put 20 on it.
All right, hey, we got a real bet going there. Kibosh and Twan betting 20.
33 minutes and 33 seconds. We got it. Sam.
Yeah. Hey, so wait a minute. Hold on. So if Bailey Zappe gets drafted anywhere between round 1 and 7, you owe Kevin $20.
Yeah, I'll send it to him immediately.
Cool.
All right, it's a bet. You heard it here.
Get his cash app number, and I'll send it to him.
I like those strong opinions, man. Y'all know I like that.
What if Hutchinson is there?
Okay. Let me just kind of. I'll go around the room right now. If you had to pick, if you're the general manager of the Carolina Panthers, who are you picking with the 6th pick in the draft? I'm gonna start up top with my man Nick. Nick, I mean, based off of the names that you've heard, what position, what player do you think the Panthers should go? From like, what do you want to hear them do?
I've always said in the first 4 rounds of every draft, you should always pick up an O lineman and a D lineman. And even though we have fixed the O line for this year, it is going to be a problem down the road. So as much as I hate to say it, it's either Malik Willis or some O lineman or trade back. But I honestly think that Matt Rule is going to take a long snapper.
It wouldn't show me.
It's gonna be a Gatorade show.
I don't think Federer let him.
Let's go to Kevin. Kevin,
That would be epic.
What player, if you had your way right now, man, what player you pick?
I can't trade back.
I mean, yeah. So, however you get them, like, is there a player in your mind that you want, or did you just want more picks for later?
I just want more picks because I feel
I
like
think he's saying. I think what Cody said is if you have to draft at 6.
if you have to, I'll take Willis just because no one's worth taking at 6 that high. You might as well just take a flyer.
Okay. Yeah, all right. And that's a good answer as any, man. It's like who is finally gonna, take the initiative in this organization to draft a quarterback?
Yeah, I feel like this whole draft is like even the first and second round, they're all second rounders.
Yeah. Let's go, Connor. Connor, what name are you hoping that you hear at number 6?
I think this is tough because I want if Malik Willis is right there. So here's what I would like to do. I'd like to take Malik Willis and try to trade someone on this football team to get a second round for. Maybe I'm not sure. Maybe Shaq Thompson. Maybe someone like. Shaq Thompson's too good. I feel like for
Sam Darnold.
We ain't getting no second for Shaq, bro.
No.
Or what we could also do, trade Robbie Anderson and also trade a 3rd round pick from next year. A future 3rd round pick.
2 pickles and a cheesesteak.
Look, I think the Panthers. One thing I will say about David Tepper is that he has definitely shown a willingness to want to trade. To make trades in general. Look at Stephon Gilmore and C.J. Henderson last year. They were willing to go and make trades that I feel like previous general managers in Carolina wouldn't have done. So while it might seem a little bit unreasonable to trade someone like Shaq Thompson or Robbie Anderson, I really do think that Scott Fitterer wouldn't hesitate to do something just like that.
You gotta take your shots.
Yeah, and especially if they think there's a lot of value at linebacker. They might decide to trade Shaq and see what kind of players they can get later on in the draft. Now, I don't know that they'll do that, but it wouldn't shock me. I think this is a new era with Scott Fitterer at the helm.
And one more thing, here's something else that we could do. Call me crazy. Watch us draft Kayvon Thibodeau if he's right there. Watch us do it. Watch us do that. Watch us
I
do
wouldn't be
exactly
mad.
that.
That's something we got to consider. If
Matt Rule is that
there, bro,
clueless. Matt Rule is that clueless.
I wouldn't be mad if he did that.
If one of the 2 defensive ends are there, dude, we got to.
That would be the best pick that Matt Rule ever made.
I'd be
That's
mad.
not the
I
person
would be mad
you gotta
at
watch
that
out for.
It's just not
we need
ideal.
a quarterback more than anything.
Yeah.
So I think that my first option that I put out would be the best option that I just named.
Okay.
Yeah.
Try and trade someone else and get a 2nd round pick where you don't have to trade down.
The youth has spoken.
Yeah, man, dude. I like I said, I love your mindset, dude. I think I wouldn't be surprised if that happened, man. It would be interesting to see who the Panthers would actually trade in that event. Hey, real quick, do you think that would be a mistake? Let's say the Panthers did draft either Trayvon Walker or Kayvon Thibodeau at number 6. Do y'all feel like we wasted that pick not yet
Not me.
again not going quarterback or offensive tackle with our first
Who's
round
the
pick.
other
I wouldn't
defensive
be
end
upset.
besides Burns? So, I mean,
I wouldn't be upset.
I
Cody,
wouldn't be upset.
think
so.
about this. Think about this for 1 second. What does Matt Rule? What does he, above all else? What does he use as far as his thinking process, as far as how to draft somebody?
Drug.
The three intel he has.
What's my Jay-Z?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. What does
I
he like to use when he's looking at different players? What does he like to use?
Bad analogies.
I think he likes their athleticism. He likes guys that score very highly. He likes those super
Guys that went
athletic.
to Temple or Baylor.
He likes the RAS.
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes those
And
RAS scores.
Walker scored a perfect 10 on the RAS.
Yep.
So he don't care about what's going on in the field. Okay.
Well, I mean, and listen, Trayvon Walker, for those of you that have watched this film, Trayvon had 6 sacks at Georgia, but he was another player that was kind of he was in a system where they had a bunch of dudes on that Georgia defensive front, and they never really put him in a position to pin his ears back on a consistent basis and rush the passer.
They put him inside too much.
Yeah, like sometimes they would put him at 1 tech, at like a true over the center, 0 tech, 1 tech defensive tackle. And I just don't think that's where you're going to get the most out of him in the NFL. But if you
Matt Rule loves
what,
versatility, bro.
Yeah, and if you listen to what Scott Fitterer has said about our defensive edge position, Trayvon Walker does fit that bill precisely.
Him on one side and Burns on the other, and you got Ioannidis and Brown in the middle.
Brown.
Yeah,
That's
and
the best defensive line in football, possibly.
Yeah.
Hey, Cody.
Yeah.
I gotta get back to work, but I'm gonna send you my latest mock draft on Twitter.
Yeah.
Post it in here, and I'm gonna watch y'all react to it because I went.
Hey, make sure you send it to me. The last 2 that you sent me, I never got.
Yeah,
them.
I know. Yeah, I went full Rain Man on this draft.
All right.
I'm not even joking.
All right,
It's
send it up,
crazy.
bro.
I'll send you how I got there too.
All right,
Cody,
cool. All right, man.
And Cody, I think another thing too is like this is the first time in a long time where we have no idea who the number 1 pick is. You know what I'm saying? Like usually there's consensus, top 3 guys in the draft, and it feels like we have no idea what's like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no one knows who the number 1 pick in the draft is. I mean, it could be Evan Neal and Kevin Kwanu. It could be Aiden Hutchinson. Even Trayvon Walker. I've seen some mocks with Trayvon Walker going number 1 to Jacksonville too. So.
Could still also be Thibodeau. I mean, if something happens, it could be Thibodeau. I mean,
I don't know. You know what? I really would bet against that. Everything I'm hearing about Thibodeau, I mean, it sounds like he might fall outside the top 10.
I've heard that also, but I mean, I'm just saying with the draft that looks this wild, I mean, anything can happen, it seems like at this point.
Yeah, if I'm being real, Kayvon Thibodeau doesn't fall past Atlanta. I would say if Kayvon Thibodeau is there and the Falcons don't want a quarterback, I kind of think that's where Kayvon Thibodeau would land.
Yeah, I can see Atlanta taking him and then looking for a quarterback next year.
Yep, maybe so. But then again, that tanking discussion, a lot of people are picking the Falcons to be bad this year. I mean, they have a second-year head coach too. Is that guy just gonna tough it out for a year? I don't know. Maybe
he's got more leeway than Matt Rule does. As I said, I don't think we'll be bad enough to get one of the top quarterbacks next year. I really don't. And that's the thing. And then everybody's like, well, we could always trade up. Well, you didn't want to spend the draft capital to get a proven quarterback in Deshaun Watson, but you want to turn around and use draft capital to trade up to get an unproven rookie. That makes absolutely no sense.
0 sense. And how about this, Drew? I'll go one further. If you want to compare Bryce Young and Malik Willis, yes, obviously one plays for a much better football team. One won a Heisman. But let me tell you, physically, Malik Willis is a better physical prospect than Bryce Young coming out of Alabama next year. Now, Bryce Young is a much more highly touted quarterback because of who he plays with, and He's a very talented passer of the football, but Malik Willis physically is a better talent than Bryce Young. So, you know, there's no guarantee. There's no guarantee that none of these quarterbacks, you know, are going to be a bust. You have to put them in the right situation to be successful.
Who was the last Heisman Trophy winner to win a Super Bowl?
It's been a minute.
Last year, Matthew Stafford. No, he didn't win Heisman. No, you're right. He didn't.
I can't remember the last Heisman Trophy. Was it Charles Woodson?
Let me ask you this.
That might be it. It wasn't that quarterback.
People keep talking about
Peyton Manning never won a Heisman.
He always lost a Heisman.
Yeah,
he lost it to Charles Woodson actually.
Yeah,
maybe Reggie Bush.
Yeah, let me ask you this: a lot of people are talking about next year, and they talk about the top 10 or the top 5 in the quarterbacks. There's a few quarterbacks next year that if they would have come out this year, they would be in the top 5 themselves. And for example, Hayden Hooker was one of them I could think of right off the top of my head. There's a few other quarterbacks that may go in the first or second round next year that could be good, but at the same time, you don't know really whether they're good or not good or whatever. So if for somebody in this class, if you're the coach that you're enamored with and you really, really like, get him because you don't know.
Yeah, man.
We all agree, though, it cannot be a corner.
Yes. Not a corner, not a
cannot
safety.
Be a corner.
Yeah, not a corner, not a safety. No defensive backs at all.
No,
or wide receivers.
Or linebackers. I'm sorry, there's no linebacker that deserves to go.
I wish there was a linebacker.
I don't know about that.
Devin Lloyd
and Dean.
And Dean, yeah.
And Dean.
And they're
I don't know
talking
about that,
Look. No, Kobe Dean and Devin Lloyd are very good players. But I'm telling you, if we pick them at number 6,
Dean is a beast.
I'm going to be a little bit upset. And I like Nakobe Dean.
Now, what if you trade back and you get one of them?
It depends on what we're picking up in the process or in the meantime. My main thing is this, and I know you and I have said the same thing on Twitter, Drew. It's like, who's going to play quarterback? Like, the longer this goes on, the more it's like.
That's what I'm hoping. I agree with Jay Stubb. I'm hoping if we do not.
I'd rather suck with Cam than suck with Sam, bro.
We signed Cam right after the draft.
Let me tell you who I got in my draft in my mock drafts. In my perfect world, we trade back, and we get the lineman that we want. You guys just mentioned. I mean, I would love if Cam was able to come back with this team with all these weapons and everything for at least a year. But if we don't do a quarterback, we trade back and get the lineman that we want, at least 2. And then at my 3rd pick, every time I pick Chad Muma. Every time I do it.
I like Chad Muma.
Me too, man. He went from a 5th round to a 3rd round pretty quick.
Every time I do it, so if we're looking into a linebacker that he ain't got to be in the first 2 rounds, but he probably shows more promise as anybody else every time. Because what I see with Chad Muma is a dog, and I'm not trying to compare him to Kuechly, but just a dog, always around the ball, man, always.
Nobody's trading for Garoppolo.
That dude that you just like, man, why are you always here?
He must be related to Jimmy Garoppolo.
Off of shoulder surgery too.
Hey, let me ask you this, and I want to hear everyone's opinion on this. Everyone on the panel, and I've been pretty steadfast that I think both of our division rivals, and the Falcons and the Saints, could very well take a quarterback this year. Do y'all agree with that?
Yeah.
That adds to this conversation too, because if you're in Carolina and you might re-up on a quarterback, and your division rivals might re-up, like, don't you want to have your pick of the litter and pick first while you're picking 6th? I would think that they would, but what say you guys? Do we have to worry about our division rivals potentially poaching the guy that we might want to select?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's always a potential.
You just have to worry about the Saints. Atlanta's not. I don't feel like Atlanta's going to use the draft capital to trade up, but I could definitely see New Orleans packaging up some picks and moving up to number 5 with the Giants.
We already know that they're not scared to do that.
To get who?
We've already seen it.
To get a quarterback, I don't know whether they want Willis or whether they want.
I would think Malik.
So why did
Willis,
they just sign Winston?
because
Jameis Winston doesn't. That
you don't have to play. They can draft Malik Willis at 5, and they can sit him for 2 years, and don't have to worry about pushing him. He can sit back and learn.
Man, you trade up.
Well, I'm gonna tell you like this: the people of New Orleans and my wife, because she's from New Orleans, they are in love with Jameis Winston, man. They're all in on that guy.
I mean, hey, but Twan, let me tell you this.
We was all in on Sam.
If they drafted Malik Willis, they'd be all in on him too. And like that's the whole point behind that evaluation.
I'm gonna disagree because I've talked to a lot of people.
This is the evaluation process, though, because even though you have, let's say they drafted him, you don't have to play him right now.
Hey,
and
Cody,
they want to sit him for like 2 years anyway.
Hey, Cody, don't make me put my wife on the phone. Hey, look, Cody, listen. I've talked to a lot of people from New Orleans, man. I'm trying to look when they like who they like. Listen, the consensus is this: they didn't even want Deshaun Watson. They wanted Winston.
That's cap, bro. They wanted Deshaun Watson.
I'm telling you, no, they didn't. Not the fans.
The fans may not have wanted wanted him.
But Twine, every fan base was torn in half by people who didn't want Deshaun. Like that happened to everyone. By the way, Twine, my brother is a Saints fan. My brother is a lifelong New Orleans Saints fan, and he did want Deshaun Watson because
let me let you hear from another lifelong fan.
No, I'm not saying you're wrong. I believe it 100%, man. I'm just saying if they did draft a quarterback, I don't think the fans liking him would play any matter, man. Because Jameis Winston can be the guy for right now until they want to move on and be under a Alex Smith stuff.
And you also have to look at it this way: the Saints, who are notorious with their salary cap, Jameis Winston for 2 years. He leaves. Now you got a rookie with 3 more years left on his deal on a rookie salary.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, let me welcome my man Alex to the show. Alex, what's going on, dude?
What's going on? What's going on, fellas?
Chilling, man. Hey, man, we just got you in here. Let me backtrack a little bit and get your opinion on Sam Darnold. Did you hear Sam Darnold and his interview on Bussin' with the Boys?
Yeah, I did. I mean, kind of like what you. I was kind of like what you said, Cody. I mean, he's not gonna downplay himself. I mean, he's a competitor. He's a quarterback in the NFL. So I mean, like, he's gonna want an opportunity. So I mean, he's not gonna put himself down, like saying like, oh yeah, I'm a backup, blah blah blah. So of course he's gonna say what he's gonna say. So, but I did notice. He shouted out Cam Newton.
You see what Josh said, right?
Guys, hold on one second.
He said, "I've been watching the Big Q. That's one of the biggest podcasts."
Hey, hold on 1 second, okay? Yep. And I'm sorry to jump in between you guys, but we have people that actually go back and listen to this, so we gotta try. And I know I do it too, but we gotta try to keep talking over each other to a minimum. You know what I mean? So that way it's good for the people listening.
Hey, real quick, is my audio going in and out? Am I having any audio problems? Y'all can hear me fine?
No,
you can hear me good? Okay, good. I was just making sure. I'm having some weird feedback. But yeah, man. Alex, were you done talking about Sam? Did you have another point you wanted to make about Sam?
Oh, I just wanted to make one quick point about like I enjoyed the comments about him talking about Cam Newton, how much of a leader he is. And, I honestly think what you guys were talking about, like if we're going to roll and not have a good season next year, like why not roll with the guy that's the face of our franchise for so long? Like, let's give him one more year with this team and like maybe build the O-line and see where it goes and just give him another year. And if it doesn't work out, Cam's gone, Matt Rule's gone, and then you start fresh. That's what I
Do
think.
you think there's a possibility that Sam could still be a good football player?
I don't. But that's just me. I mean, I watch him play, and you see flashes, but it's just it's just not what you need. That's not what we need in our franchise. He's just not a franchise quarterback. So we got to move on from him after the year's up. You know, he's only owed 18 after 18 mil. I mean, it's not a lot if you compare it to other big name quarterbacks that are making a lot more money than he is. So it's okay if we roll with him one more year, but I really don't want it.
The only thing is, though, and I certainly understand that perspective. It seems like killing two birds with one stone. You get rid of Matt Rule and Sam Darnold in the same year. It seems like a win-win scenario, right? But I think that same thought process also remains true for David Tepper and Matt Rule, and that's why I don't think that they'll do it. I don't think that they're going to let Sam Darnold be the starter next year. I think he's bad for business. He's bad for people wanting to believe that this team is a legitimate contender. I think they, if they did that, it would be like signaling that they don't view themselves as a contender this year. And I just don't think every single move the Panthers have made have said to the public that they think they're ready to win right now. That's why they traded for Stephon Gilmore and C.J. Henderson last year. They thought they were a good team last year. So I just don't see them waiting too long to, that's why I think the answer is going to be a quarterback in the draft. But I don't know.
But Cody, do you think a rookie quarterback is ready to win right now? That's I mean, if the team's ready to win right now, we either got to go with a veteran quarterback or, stick with like Sam Darnold. I don't see a rookie quarterback taking this team, especially the ones.
When you say ready to win, I'm like, ready to win what? Are we ready to win a playoff game?
5
Maybe.
games,
I mean,
7 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. How about this? I don't know that one of these rookie quarterbacks would be worse than Sam Darnold, especially what we saw of him last year. Now, again, you have to think, who else are the Panthers going to get at this point in time? Because their options are Cam Newton, re-signing Cam Newton, trading for Baker Mayfield, or trading for Jimmy Garoppolo, or trading for Gardner Minshew. 4 of those 3 names you're going to have to trade assets for. There's just no other way around it.
And here's the thing, Cody, man, and I said this a little earlier, okay? So Kenny Pickett is the quote-unquote the most pro-ready quarterback coming out in this draft, supposedly, okay?
Right.
But here's the thing, man. If we draft Kenny Pickett, okay, he's going to lose the starting job to Sam Darnold. Okay.
Why do you say that?
Because I don't think that he has what it takes to beat out Sam Darnold. Now I could be wrong in that, and I know I would be willing to bet money that Malik Willis would lose the job to Sam Darnold. But we know that Malik Willis is more of a project than Kenny Pickett is. Okay, Kenny Pickett's floor is higher than Malik Willis's, but his ceiling is much lower.
Yes. Yeah, and for someone who's on the hot seat, I mean, the simple fact of the matter is Matt Rule has no good answers because you're either depending on a rookie quarterback or a quarterback that is proven to not be able to get it done somewhere else. So, yeah, it's tough, man. Panthers are really in a tough spot.
I just hate that we keep pushing back on offensive linemen every year. And this is a good draft to pick up a lineman. It's so frustrating.
It is.
Yep. Hey, real quick, this is Kevin's draft that he constructed on Draft Network. Wants everybody to grade. I mean, I see names I like: Malik Willis, DeMarvin Leal, Chad Muma, Troy Anderson, Darius Kennard. And by the way, in a minute here, we'll do our own mock draft and just see what the updated simulators got going.
Now,
But
Cody,
no, that's a good one, man. That's a good one. I like this draft.
Cody, I got a question now. Taking a look at his draft,
Yep.
he's had to trade away a lot of future assets to get the picks that he's got.
Yep.
Yeah.
Reality. I brought this up to Kevin on Twitter. So in reality, when you go through these mock drafts on these websites, do you really think the team's going to give up a high pick for the less that the computer offers? I mean, if we have the 6th pick, let's use Seattle for example. If Seattle wants to move up and take our 6th pick to draft Malik Willis, for example, do you really think Scott Fritter is going to take a 2nd and a 1st for it, and that's it, or a 3rd and a 1st, and that's it?
No,
I think he shouldn't.
He won't take that. He wants more.
I
And that's just how it is.
personally think that all those simulators, like whenever they do the proposed trade scenarios, that none of them are probably super realistic.
Exactly.
But I mean, I tell you what though, man, if I was a general manager, I would be much more open to all different kinds of trades.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, if you're gonna replenish picks for me next year and I can stockpile, like I wouldn't mind doing something like that.
I mean,
and again, I think there's good money that the Panthers might even try and trade back a little bit. If they really feel like this is a deep enough draft that they want to fill it out some more.
I would not be shocked, and I say this figuratively, I guess. I would not be shocked if Scott Fitterer works and maybe ends up getting a deal that he gets a 1st-round pick next year, extra 1st-round pick.
Whoa.
If he does any trading, because it would if you look across the board, there's a lot of teams that seems to be their going rate. What your people are doing now, they're gaining picks for next year. Everybody knows there's going to be a good quarterback crop next year.
So I have a counter argument to that, Ken. Okay, because I was actually talking to Fred about this yesterday. Okay, because he brought up trading some picks for a 1st next year. Okay. Now, my thought is if your plan is to trade for a 1st next year, okay, you're going to want to trade with a team that you're expecting to be in the top 5 picks. Okay? So that way you can put yourself in a position to draft the quarterback that you want, or put yourself in a position to trade out of that top 5 pick and gain even more assets and let someone else go after the quarterback that they need. Okay? So we have to be real with ourselves as far as what we expect to accomplish this year in the draft, who we expect to pick up, who our starters are going to be next year, but then we also have to plan accordingly for who we think is going to be in the top 5 next year. Okay? I'm not against trading for assets for next year. I'm all for it. But I'm hoping that Scott Fitterer at least has enough wherewithal to think about who is going to be at the upper end of the draft board next year, so that way we are gaining meaningful assets instead of trading a 2nd. I know we don't have a 2nd this year, but trading a 2nd this year for a 1st next year, and the person who we're trading it with is going to the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah,
what's the point?
Dude,
what's the point of that?
It's always been my dream for the Panthers to have 2 1st-round picks. Like, you see how the Giants have this year? The Giants are picking like 5 and 7. Like, dude, that's the dream, man. Like, imagine how cool it would be if the Panthers had 2 top 10 picks this year and we could get the quarterback and the offensive tackle. Like, dude, that's the dream right
Giants
there.
were real smart, and let's just say the Saints, because somebody mentioned it earlier. The Saints were to trade with the Giants to move up. If the Giants were extremely smart, and they seem to be now, they would say, "Okay, we'll trade with you, but we want next year's 1st-round picks. We'll take this year's 1st-round pick, but we want your next year's 1st-round pick." Because at that point, the Giants have control. And if the Saints wanted that pick bad enough, they would give up a next year's 1st-round pick.
And
that's what the Eagles have been doing, and the Eagles got 2 1st-round picks next year.
Yeah, and we had Bob Rose on the Tuesday night show the other night, and he said that he doesn't. He thinks it's probably for a tackle if they're going to go up and get someone.
That's what I think. That's what I think.
I would.
Yeah,
I
and by the
would
way,
understand
like
that.
if I mean, I do to an extent. They've lost Teron Armstead. They have a good offensive line. If you feel like Evan Neal is going to be a bookend left tackle for the next, 6+ years, then I understand that. But I don't know, man. There's so many different things. You don't want to just start this mock draft, see how the board falls.
Well,
And
before we
just,
do, then
yep.
what's the plan here? Have we done a mock draft where we have taken a defensive end yet? Do we think that we're going to take a defensive end?
Please
Are we
no.
trying to be as realistic as possible, or are we just going to see what we can make happen?
I tell you what, do you want to try and fly? If y'all want to, we can try and fly through 2 of them real quick. We can do one. Yeah, we can. All right, look. Let's do one. No trades at all. We'll make it super simple. We're gonna look who's on the board, and we're gonna take a player. Next draft, we'll do some trades, and then we'll compare and contrast and see which one we like better. And I'll even put it up on Twitter too, and people can compare and contrast what we like better. But let's run through one real quick. So, do you want to do trades first or no trades first?
No trades.
Let's just see what we get offered first.
All right, so you want to see what we get offered and then decide if you want to trade or not?
Yeah.
All right, so then if we decide to not trade.
In a realistic fashion, some teams are going to be swapping players on draft day.
Seahawks want Willis. Seahawks are going to take Willis for this.
So the Seahawks are moving up. We would move back to 9. We would also get 3rd round pick. We would get their 4th round pick.
I like that.
Yeah,
That's
I like that.
And they want 6. So it's not a ton. This is a 1st round pick. We would move to 10. They would we would get a 2nd round pick, and they would move up to 6.
I kind of like that because that's a high
like
2nd round pick. I mean, that's 35. That's a pretty high 2nd round pick.
See if you can do like a counter offer for a 2nd and a 3rd.
These aren't great offers anyway.
Wait, so hold on. So I had hold on. But if I know for a fact if I go to this one, if I try and get a 2 instead of a 4, it probably won't go through. The Jets are guaranteeing a 2nd round pick, and we would pick up an extra 5th. Or do you guys just want to see? Do you want to just stay here?
Yeah,
and
let's
not
just draft
trade?
here.
We can
Who's
do
there?
that too.
Yeah.
All right. So
Let's just draft there.
In order for me to see who's on the board, I have to counter one of them. Which offer would you want to counter?
The Jets.
Jets.
Yeah.
All right. Drop this down.
Yeah. Remove the 5th and get a 3rd. Okay.
All right. Hutchinson's gone. Walker's gone. See, I'm telling you, man. Walker is moving up and up the board. Yeah. Evan Neal is gone. Aquanu is gone. So both of the OT 1 and 2, in my opinion, are out of this draft. I do like Cross though, but I hear Drew's critique of his game. But yeah, this is who is available on the board now. Do you want to go back to 10? Or
I'd make the trade.
I make the trade.
Take the trade.
Yeah,
we can still get Pickett with the trade. We can still get Pickett probably.
You can get Pickett, and you could probably get Cross.
Yeah.
Yep. Matt, what's up?
Oh, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right. It's been a while since I've been up here.
Nah, you're good, dude. Hey, hang on one sec though. Did we want to counter this, or do we think this is just as good as it is?
See if you can get a 3rd as well for this year, so that way we basically have a full draft again.
Nah, they won't do it.
Throw in a 5th.
Add in a 4th maybe or a 5th.
Well, we have 2. Let's do that and that. Nah, I still won't do it.
Okay.
All right, we'll just send that offer as is.
Here, just take it.
And no, off grid. That's just about all I can do, man. This is as much as I can zoom in. Is it really hard to see? I don't know. I can't see the thing. All right, they want to trade back more.
No, we pick here. We got to pick here.
We pick Pickett. Take Pickett here
Yeah,
or
Pickett,
Willis, and
pick
he's
here.
somehow still on.
All right, let's take a pick. All right,
All right,
Charles
Willis win.
Cross, Garrett Wilson, Derek Stanley, Kenny Pickett.
I'd take Cross, honestly, and then
Take Pickett.
I think Pickett will still.
All right, so
you can
let's
still move back because Pennington is Pennington's still on the board.
Zion Johnson's still on the board.
How far back
Kenyon
that was
Green.
played?
I would have to put forth another trade at this point. I thought we were just gonna pick someone, so I just put it down.
Just take
Pickett.
I'd take Cross here.
I would take an offensive lineman, and you could draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
You could probably get a good quarterback in second
All
round.
right, let's vote. Nick, what say you, OT or Pickett?
What place are we picking in the second round?
Right now we're at pick 10. It's between Charles Cross and Kenny Pickett.
Second round is 45.
Let's go with Cross plays left guard, right? Or left tackle?
No, left tackle.
Yeah.
Would he be a good guard, you think?
No, he's definitely the best pass protecting offensive tackle in this draft. From a footwork perspective.
Let's go with Pickett then.
All right, one for Pickett. Drew, what say you? I think I know your answer.
I go across.
Oh, okay, Cross. Panther Pickle, Kenneth, what say you?
Offensive lineman. Cross. Just
all right, we got one for Pickett, two for Cross. Jay Stubbs, what say you, man?
Sauce Gardner. No, I'm just kidding.
Long snapper.
Throw him out. We're done.
Jay Stubbs, who'd you say?
I said I was kidding. Pickett.
Pickett. Connor, what say you, man?
Take your shot in the top 10. Take Kenny Pickett.
All right. Alex.
Cross.
Damn, it might be what? So we're about tied here. Nick,
just go with Cross.
Matt, what say you, man?
I'm going Cross, man.
All right, the Panthers' left tackle woes are over. Charles Cross is the pick. So now we did pick up another second round
There better
pick.
be a quarterback there.
Hey, the Saints passed on Pickett.
And
they also packed. Oh, they were
took him.
Steelers.
Yep, Trevor Payne went to the Saints.
Hey, Corral's still on the board.
Yeah, and Desmond
Oh, you don't want to take Matt Corral?
Bingo.
Corral.
Let's do it,
Let's
yo.
do it.
Matt Corral. Let's go.
Nice.
See, we got a tackle and we got a left tackle and a quarterback.
There we go.
Man.
Let's go. Let's get a linebacker now.
Good stuff.
Corral could be just as good as Willis. I mean, he's got a pretty good arm.
No, I mean, listen.
Went to the Saints.
Listen, he really has traits of both Pickett and Malik Willis, in that he has a very strong arm. He's very mobile. He does go through his progression.
Oh, Boomer went to the Broncos.
My only fear, and I'm always honest with this type of stuff. My only fear about Matt Corral is his injury concerns. I feel like he might be a little bit too frail. He might need to bulk up a little bit. And by the way, I said that about Justin Fields. Not that he was frail, but Justin Fields had a bit of an injury history as well. Even though I really liked the talent that he offered at the position.
Oh, man.
It's the
Troy
same thing
Anderson
with
went to the Bengals.
Who did?
Mooma's gone and Troy Anderson's gone.
Damn.
Troy Anderson's going to go on Friday. I'll bet you money he'll be drafted on Friday.
Do you think so? First round?
I hope not. No, on Friday would be the second or third round.
Oh, second.
I hope not. I hope he's there in the fourth round. We take him, but
I don't think he'll be there.
I don't think he will either.
Cody, draft party coming soon, bro.
Yeah, man, that draft show is
going to be by the way, did you all hear?
My birthday's on the draft.
Four-man rush.
April 28th?
Yep.
Four-man rush. Nice. Four-man rush talked with Bill Voth yesterday, and Bill Voth said that he's planning to work Friday. He doesn't see Scott Farrer walking out of this draft without a second or third round pick.
Wow.
Oh, that was
Wow.
And by the way, I just wanted to key y'all in on this. This Matt Ariza dude, he's the only punter, only special teams guy that pops up on the Draft Network's board. They're saying this guy is like one of the best special team prospects to ever come out of the draft.
I
Like,
don't
care. We got Johnny
the dude's-
Hecker.
No, I'm
He'll,
not.
he'll
I'm
be
not,
he'll
I'm
be
not,
drafted. He'll be drafted in the third round, at least the third
dude,
round.
I'm not making my argument for this dude. I'm just giving you all some context that they're saying this guy is one of the best special teamers ever. He's a punter and a kicker. Like they're saying this dude is like the next best thing since freaking sliced bread, man. So there is that. All right, the Panthers are on the board, y'all. So look, we have 3 picks. Within the next 10 picks, the Panthers have 3 of them. So this is a good opportunity for us to build.
You want an edge rusher?
Check out linebacker.
Isaiah Thompson's available.
All right, so for edge, Isaiah Thomas is available, 6'5", 267 pounds. That would be a perfect addition to our defense. Linebacker position. Let's see, Jack Sanborn. Out of Wisconsin, who I like a lot. I really like Damone Clark. I believe you haven't seen the best out of this guy. He's a linebacker out of LSU.
He would fit us very well too. Because if you go back and you look, it says that he occasionally plays edge rusher too.
Yeah, he has versatility to do a bunch of different things for the Panthers. As far as what else? What other position would Luke Fortner is available if you wanted to grab another interior offensive lineman? How
about safety?
Donovan West. So our safety room is pretty full. Tyson Anderson.
Yeah,
but
we get
defensive
another
end from
safety.
Alabama, Cody.
There's a good
We
chance
have
that
what?
Chin gets moved back to linebacker.
That defensive end.
Yeah, Chin might move back to linebacker too, so that could open something up. But
have 2
Dominic
linebackers
Robinson.
Are we?
How about that
Are we,
defensive end from Alabama?
are we stuck with our tight ends?
I'm not opposed to it, but also remember you want to play the board a little bit too. So, for example, Isaiah Thomas, that's the best player available right now, and that's a position of need for us at edge defender. So, a lot of these other safeties or whoever you're wanting to draft, they're probably going to be available at 144 or 146.
Position of need?
I mean, we need a defensive end, bro.
Hey, before you do that, hold on
Yep.
2 seconds. What's
Yep.
the highest rated player on the board itself that's available?
Matt Ariza, the god tier punter. And then after that, Isaiah Thomas, the edge defender.
Yeah. Okay. That's because the thing is, it's the guy that's like the Frankie Louvu coming out of college that occasionally plays edge. I feel like we can get him a lot later in the draft. Now, would it be worth it for us to trade this pick away and see what we can get to recoup picks later on?
I said take defensive end, bro. We need one.
Yeah, at this point, I just grab Isaiah Thomas.
Also, T. Thompson in the chat said, "Do not take Clark." Tell me why, man. Because I think he's a very high upside type of player. I think I would love to have that dude. So this is my vote. What I would try and do, I would try and take Isaiah Thomas right here. Let's hope that either Jack Sanborn or Luke Fortner are still available at 144. And maybe let's take Damone Clark at 146. But that's just my opinion. What do y'all want to do?
That works.
I'm cool with that.
Sure.
As long as I want Sanborn either this pick or next pick. Hopefully. So
all right, so let's do Isaiah Thomas since we have him right now, and we know that he is a player that we all pretty much need. T. Thompson said he had a spinal contusion. Oh, that's tough. Damn, and we have 149 too. All right, we're on the board.
Jeez, we have a lot of picks.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm
So-
saying. That trade back was good. Jack Sanborn, still available. Cam Jurgens, y'all know we love that guy. Still available.
Is there an interior defensive lineman?
Yes, John Ridgeway out of Arkansas is number 137.
You want to get him and then try to get
3-4-0,
Sanborn with the next pick?
I
So-
believe. I know some people think otherwise. I'm really happy with our interior defensive line we have now. I really do. I don't think there's a need to improve.
Well, how about we
unless
do
you're
this?
gonna-
Well, how about we do this? Let's do Ridgeway right here. Get another interior defensive lineman. Then, and literally one other pick up Sanborn, and then at 149, grab Jurgens.
Yeah, or another center since we only have what's his name for a year. I don't know if we're gonna.
Well,
Yeah, that's a
believe
good point.
I believe Cam Jurgens played center.
Yeah,
I like
so
him quite a bit.
Jurgens would be another. That would be another center for us, and that's a
Yeah,
good point.
yeah.
You do only have Bradley Bozeman on a on a 1-year deal. So
You gotta remember,
you don't want
though,
to try and do that. You want to go Ridgeway right here, because then the very next pick, we'll be able to pick another player. But it's up to y'all,
I
man.
really don't want an interior defensive lineman, but if everybody else does, then go ahead.
Hold on. So everybody that we brought in and we brought back and we re-signed, we were talking about Frankie Louvu just a few minutes ago, and we saw how exceptional he played on the situational aspect of things. Because we brought him back, are we expecting him to get more snaps and play a more primary role on that defense?
Yes.
What player did you say again?
No, Louvu.
Louvu, yeah, I think they intend to use Frankie Louvu similar to how they did Hassan Reddick. I mean, I think they pretty much told us as much too. That's kind of what they want to do. Hey, by the way, John Ridgeway is a nose tackle, so basically he would be another Derek Brown, Bravion
he's
Roy
not as
type of.
Yeah, he's not as. I think he's more of a Bravion Roy than a Brown, though. I don't think he's all that athletic.
So here's
John-
the thing that we got to remember with that though, okay? Because Derek Brown, he was drafted in 2019. No, 2020.
2020.
So we still have him for another. We still have him through the. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah,
We have him for longer than I
his
thought.
third
So.
year.
And I just like the two defensive tackles we took in the draft last year. I liked them pretty well. I think when they had an opportunity, they really showed out strong. I'm not real high on the other guy that Matt Rule likes, Baylor guy, but I don't see Matt Rule letting him walk anyway.
All right, so
I just
remember, let's try and get through two of them here. Do y'all want to do Jurgens or y'all want to do Sanborn or Ridgeway? I think those are the three names right here. Now, also remember, you're playing the board too. We have 3 picks within the next 6 picks. So, I mean, we can kind of play the board here too. Like, Jurgens might be there at pick 149. If I'm picking right now, I would probably say Sanborn.
I'd say Sanborn then.
That's my pick, Sanborn.
Sanborn. Yep,
Sounds
early
good to
down
me.
Mike linebacker. Y'all like that?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
All
Let's do
right,
it.
Sanborn it is. We're literally going to be right back on the board. All right, our turn again.
I'd like to have Jurgens myself.
Cam Jurgens.
Yeah.
Hey, if any dissenting opinions,
That man can frog jump 2 yards at a time.
Yep. All right, I like that.
I'm good with whatever.
All right, Jurgens at pick
I don't know
146.
I don't know how frog jumping can work in the NFL for an offensive lineman, but
All right, we're at 149. A few different players available on the board. Kobe Bryant, which our corner room is pretty full, but that's still an option too.
Potential injuries. Potential
Oh,
injuries.
with, Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
No, just last year.
We could take another back. We could take another backup tight end.
Another backup tight end, maybe.
We could take him for depth.
I mean, split time with Trumbull.
Defensive line.
I just don't have faith in Troy Pride Jr.
And John Ridgeway is still there.
And, you know, something else. Our offensive coordinator actually uses a fullback, but he don't got a fullback, so I can actually see him using Trumbull more in the fullback role.
And that's what I'm kind of thinking.
So
that punter.
Yeah.
The punter that we picked up, was that a 1-year deal or was that a multi-year deal?
3 years.
3-year deal.
3 years.
All right. Now, what's the possibility of us picking up that guy that's ranked 100, that punter there, and
0.
trading him?
We're really thinking.
Well, hold on.
You talk about Matt.
Hold on,
Rule,
hold on a second. Hold on a second. What about picking him up and possibly trading him mid-season to a team that needs a punter? We have 3 4th-round picks right there. You know,
we can't get
our roster itself is pretty full. Why not trade for a pick next year or a player that we might need plus a little something else on our end?
Yeah, I'm good on that.
So what you saying? You want to take the punter here?
That's kind of what I'm saying. Use them for trade bait down the road in the season. Some team is going to need to replace their punter.
Our next pick is 199. Did you think it would last that long?
I doubt it.
And mind you, Nick, I'm the type of guy. If I saw the Panthers draft a punter and now they got 2 on their roster, I'm waiting until they cut one of those guys. I ain't freaking trading for nobody. But that's just
me. I mean, I'll give you a little back. If you remember back when we drafted a kicker, and
we released
Ron Rivera. Ron Rivera really. I don't say Ron. Anyway, it was a Gettleman pick. Ron didn't play him at all in preseason except for the last game. Then they tried to sneak him on the practice squad because they couldn't trade neither one of them. Nobody wanted to trade for Gano, and nobody wanted to trade for
Butker. Butker.
Yeah. Exactly, either one. So they put Butker on the practice squad. Kansas City snagged him, and he's been their Pro Bowl punter since. Or kicker.
Yeah.
Kicker.
Yeah. Kicker.
So what? My vote is either the linebacker Damon Clark, or it's just like Kobe Bryant.
I would take Clark because the linebackers we signed, I have very little. To me, they're just depth. I have very little faith in.
Is everybody good with Clark? High physical upside, hasn't injury concerns, but he might still be able to come back and be something good for us.
He had that spinal injury.
He had a surgery for it, but I don't know all the ins and outs of it. Keep in mind that in the 5th round, you're taking flyers on guys. You don't necessarily know how much they're gonna.
Kind of like Troy was Smith. Kansas City took. He had a lot of medical issues, and everybody waited in the 6th round.
Yes, Trey Smith,
exactly.
Man.
He had so many medical. I mean, I'm a Tennessee fan. He had so many medical issues. Their Tennessee fans didn't think he would be drafted at all.
I was even at my TV,
round,
bro.
I mean, granted, it was just 1 year, and anything could happen. So
my vote's
I hope so, but
my vote's Ridgeway. I like Ridgeway, but that's my vote. So
mine too.
And hey, listen, he's still on the board. He would be a very big value for us right here. And it gives you more depth at that position to have a fast and healthy defensive line. I'm not opposed to that. You want to do Ridgeway?
Sure, I'll take Ridgeway over Clark.
Sure, we can cut that Beller dude.
Yeah. All right, John Ridgeway it is. So that's a good value pick.
Kobe Bryant just got taken right after that, by the way.
Yeah, literally right after that. I tell you what, man, this is one of my favorite drafts that we've done.
This looks pretty good.
Yep, I'm gonna have to do a video on Matt Corral at some point here
Cody,
soon.
if I could say that draft you and you all did the other night with PNP was pretty good.
Yeah.
I like those.
Those are some pretty good ones too. So we're at 199. We're coming up here soon. Oh, that punter's still available.
Now, if there's 6, I'd take him at the 199 if he's available. If he's as good as you say, let's be fair though. The punter we signed.
Oh, he went right
He
before us.
literally just went.
That was
That's
just
our luck.
that's just the NFL. That's how
That's the Panthers' luck.
He literally went 198, man.
Well,
Clark went 191.
Cody,
Yeah,
he
we
goes
didn't-
to Jacksonville
we didn't need him
like
anyway.
every draft.
Hey, look! By the way, look who got drafted by the Cowboys.
Bye bye, Will Greer.
Some money, man.
Hey, we could pay. Hey, I wish we had Will Grier last year here.
Why? He wouldn't have played.
Hell no, he sucks.
Well, I mean, listen, he's better than P.J. Sucky Walker.
Walker hasn't proven anything bad.
Well, he ain't been nothing
he's
good
2-0.
either. He ain't been
Hey,
nothing
let me ask
good.
you all this, man. Hold on. Let me ask you all this. Do y'all think Will Greer? I mean, I haven't heard anything since then. That is a good point. I mean, he might have never seen the field, seeing as how no one drafted him from this building. Will Greer was here when Matt Rule got here.
He's
So
just collecting
I
the
think
check
that
now.
was part of the reason why he ended up getting cut over PJ Walker.
Well, we know that. Hey, Pat Coltrane say that was nephewtism.
Yep, 100%.
I agree with that.
I mean,
honestly, let's be real here. If Matt Rule was never, ever been a head coach in the NFL, would PJ Walker be on an NFL team?
No.
Not.
Exactly. If all of a sudden PJ Walker gets cut tomorrow, who's going to pick him up?
Maybe Buffalo, but that's it.
Hey,
I mean,
so this is Kalon Barnes right here. This is the guy that broke the combine record. He's kind of short for a cornerback, 5'11". So he's like Dante's height, around Dante's height and weight.
Dante's like 5'9" or something. 5'10".
Can you?
Yeah, like 5'10", 5'9".
Can you check out wide receiver?
Good point. If we're trading Robbie, possibly.
I want Thornton. That's who I want. Thornton.
Yep.
The guy who broke the record for the fastest or unofficial, I guess.
Yes.
Yo,
we're going to draft him.
Twan,
we're going to draft him anyway. He's a better guy.
Hey, Twan, if
He's
you're
going to
there,
take Shi Smith's spot.
Billy Zapp got drafted in this one. If this was a real draft, you'd have to pay Kevin $20, man.
Yeah, thank God it's not a real draft.
Well, it's gonna happen.
Connor said it's gonna happen. Prepare yourself.
Connor,
I'm not gonna bet because I
monopoly money for you, bro.
Tyrone Thornton's my pick in this.
These are the times when you want to say that the Tooth Fairy is not, and then I digress.
What? You just crushed my dreams, Twan. All right, so let's finish this up, and then we'll start our next one. So wide receiver and tight end and corner are the only positions listed on this that we haven't addressed yet.
Let's go with tight end.
Hey, Cody, what is that? I'm sorry. What is that kid's name again?
Who?
Connor?
Yeah, Connor. It's right there.
Hey,
See
look,
it?
Connor, you have a bright future, young man.
Connor's the future, man. Connor's the future of Panther fandom.
You should probably start your own podcast with kids.
Oh, by the way, I actually want to tell you guys. I've been wanting to tell you guys. I actually did start it. So I was wondering, Cody, could I maybe put that link in the chat or no?
Sure thing, bro.
Hey, Connor, I gotta get you on my show, man.
Hey,
you gotta ask your parents first, though, man.
Hey, let's finish up. Hey, let's write your stuff down, and then I'll put it up on. I'll put it up on the screen here in a second, Connor. But let's finish this mock draft so we can pop out another one real fast.
All right, sounds good. I'll put it on
tight end. You want to do tight end real quick? Just address this and get it over, or Nick Grant.
I like
Nick
the wide
Grant is
receiver.
available.
I want Thornton, but that's me.
Y'all talking about starting off
Kid
with a
zone.
tight end? Drafted a tight end first?
No, we haven't.
Okay.
I'm just saying the left on the board picks that we haven't addressed. We haven't drafted a wide receiver, a tight end, or a corner.
The thing with that safety is he is a zone safety, so he's not going to fit what we need.
Has that safety Weatherford come off the board yet?
Weatherford.
I saw him earlier, but I don't.
Hey, I like that kid.
Yeah, he's off the board.
Oh yeah, I like him. And he's tall.
Nick Grant. Still
Smoke
available.
Monday's on there, but
I'm gonna tell you guys another great safety. Like he doesn't get a lot of airplay because he goes to HBCU, and that's that safety at Florida A&M.
What's his name?
You know
his name?
Theodore or something like that, because with a T.
Okay.
I'll look him up.
Let's just.
He's nice. I'm telling you, he's really, really good. He would be probably going third round if he was at a Power 5.
What's our next pick, Cody?
Oh, this dude is 6'8", 253 pounds.
All right, let's take it, man.
Oh,
yeah. Our next pick is it's 242.
Okay,
like 43.
Maybe Thornton will still be there then. But
yeah. So you want to take Allen right here, or either Allen?
I take Thornton first. I take Thornton first, probably. Thornton.
Yeah. That's
the receiver.
I'm cool with
Like
Thornton.
he may not be there. There's no guarantee that he's going to be there in 45
I'd agree.
picks or what.
Yeah,
So-
true.
Yeah.
All right,
people
Connor
like
wins
his
out.
Yep.
For the sake of time, Connor wins
I
out.
have to get
But
my
that's
guy. I
that's
got
a
to
good.
get Connor to get my guy.
No, that's a good logic though.
Yeah, Allen's gone that tight end, so
Yeah.
The chat says, Twan, you were talking about Marquise Bell.
Oh yeah, right there, Marquise Bell.
Yeah, that's who the
6'2",
chat said. It must be
295.
because you were talking.
Yeah, he's just
oh,
went off the board too.
Oh well.
Green Bay Packers just picked him.
They don't need no safeties.
All right, we're on the board. This is our final pick of the round.
Might get a tight end. Just see who's on.
Yeah, just see who's on the
Trade back.
my man Braden Galloway. There's no real name tight end prospects.
Take someone for the
Look at
sake of
safety.
doing it.
Is Smoke Monday there?
Oh, Connor Hayward. How about that Connor Hayward?
Smoke Monday is still
Smoke
available.
Monday's there.
he's got a cool name. I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
Just for
and
this-
we draft him in every
Oh my
draft
gosh.
we've had on Friday. We've drafted Smoke Monday.
Yeah,
kid you not.
just
I've been
about.
through all of them, I think, and I don't even know who the guy is, but we've drafted him every Monday. I'm going to look him up one of these days just to see who that we drafted.
Instead of Victory Monday, we just Smoke Monday.
Yeah.
Bro, I smoke every day. What you talking about?
That's a cool. Hey, look, that's a cool name, man.
Yeah.
No doubt,
Smoke
man.
Monday.
Smoke Monday.
Yeah.
All right, this is our picks for the first one, and this is all trading back, man. Yeah, tell me
That's a
what you
good
think
draft
about
right
it while I save it.
That's
I mean,
It's a good draft.
We
Really
got it.
good.
We got our tackle. We got our
Yeah,
quarterback. I mean,
I still don't know about the interior, but at the same interior defensive line. But where you selected him at, it's like the one we drafted last year. You know, it won't hurt you at that spot. So.
All right, Cody, I actually got to go. So is it okay if I go ahead and put that podcast in, the link to it?
Absolutely, man. Yeah,
All
put
right,
it in the link, and then I'll put
Let
it
me
up.
see if
And
the
yeah,
link works. The link might not work. Let me just see it.
but also just tell people the name of your YouTube channel, and they can search you too. You can type that in as well.
It's only got like 40 subscribers, and it's just named Carolina Panthers Podcast. So
Hey, that's
chances
how
are-
it starts. That's how it starts, Cody.
Yeah.
Yep.
Connor.
That's how it starts.
Yep. All right,
I
let me
didn't
see
get.
if this
I got
works.
40 subscribers in like 2 months.
Yeah,
It
man.
took me a minute.
Connor's a fan
Keep on
favorite,
working
bro.
on it.
I don't post anything on my YouTube page, even
Yeah,
though
so you
sometimes I want to. I try to, but anyway, and I think I got one.
you already had an event.
Yeah, but this is a good draft, man. I like this one. I mean, dude, I don't know how realistic it is to land Matt Corral in the second round. If we did, that'd be a dream come true, man. I think
gold.
Matt Corral can be really good. Go ahead, Connor.
All right, here we go. Oh, it's in, but the link isn't working. I think. So the link's in, but it's not like an actual link for whatever reason.
Let me.
Oh, if it's in the chat, it won't be. You won't be able to link to it.
Oh,
No.
I've posted links in the chat before, and it won't actually come up as a link.
Unless Cody does it.
Oh well, that's maybe.
Yeah. Here, Connor, send it in the private chat here on here on the Streamyard. See where it says private chat. Just
yeah, I do. Hold on. This is gonna take a second because I'm sending it from my iPad, so I gotta pull up my YouTube
you're fine.
and everything.
It won't let you do it on StreamYard unless you're the owner or admin or something like that.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. I can take it and then copy it and put it in the chat room. All right, but final thoughts on this mock draft. Would you be happy with this if this actually happened?
Yes.
Hey, read those picks. I'm using my phone.
Yeah. All right, yeah. So for those that are having a hard time seeing it, number 10, Charles Cross. 35, Matt Corral. We pick 137, Isaiah Thomas, edge from Oklahoma. 144, Jack Sanborn, linebacker, Wisconsin. 146, Cam Jurgens, interior, IOL, Nebraska. John Ridgway at 149, interior D lineman, Arkansas. Tyquan Thornton at 199, wide receiver from Baylor. And Smoke Monday, safety from Auburn at pick 242. Smoke Monday. Yeah, I'm into it, man. That's a pretty damn good draft to me, man.
Hey, Cody, whenever you get a chance, look that kid up that I was telling you about from Florida A&M.
Yeah, Marcus Bell.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I do know who you're talking about now. I've seen some of them.
Oh.
Yeah, he's fast, man. I love his instincts.
And he's tall. He ain't nothing going over his head. He's like 6'5", 6'4", 6.
Yep.
You would think he's playing out of position, but he's fast.
All right. So listen, last one was trades. This time we're doing no trades. None at all whatsoever. I'm not entertaining one of them. We're
all right,
just
here we go,
drafting.
Cody.
Yeah,
so can I pick first?
Let
me pick first.
I put it in.
All right. So before we do this, let's talk through it. Hold on, let me copy this right quick. What are y'all thinking about doing with this pick?
QB.
Quarterback.
Willis.
Obviously, if Neil's there, I'm taking Neil, but that's just me.
If Aquanu's there, you take Aquanu.
If Aquanu's there, that's different. Yeah.
Right. Neil or
all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah,
right,
Connor, I appreciate you, man. Everyone, check out Connor's YouTube channel. I just posted that in the chat room. So check out Connor, man. C3 Nation, show Connor some love and support. Hit the like, hit the subscribe, man. Yeah,
Connor's
man, that's what Panther family does, man. Connor, have a great dinner, man, and I'll see you next Friday, bro.
All right, yeah, see you too. Bye.
Yep, later, man.
See you later, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Give it up.
I love to see kids doing things like that so early, man.
Oh yeah, man. And dude, I love it. I love it that guys like Connor and Noah want to come and be a part of the conversation, man. That's the future of Panther Nation right there, man. So all right. What are we doing with this pick? I've heard a bunch of different things, man. So we're probably gonna have to vote as to what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to it but to do it. We're not.
I think what they saying is like either one of those terrific O-linemen.
Oh, Malik went number 2.
Or a quarterback.
Yeah,
So
you
no
can find
trades.
all of them.
No trades, right?
No trades. Kenny Pickett. Who's available?
Oh, Trayvon
Walker. Kwanu's gone. Neal's gone. Willis is gone.
Kenny Pickett.
Trayvon Walker.
Man, see, like,
bro, I'm gonna be real with you, man. I might just, for the sake of switching it up,
Trayvon Walker.
He want to trade back now.
At 10 Raz, at 10, perfect 10 Raz.
Cody want to trade back now.
Yeah, I know. Right now we're trying to. We might need to, man. I mean,
Where's that long snapper at?
Draft the punter, Cody. Draft the punter.
No,
I mean, listen. If we're taking best player available right now,
Walker.
that's
Kenny Pickett.
Trayvon Walker. I mean, hold on. Let's put this to a vote. Who would prefer Kenny Pickett over Trayvon Walker?
Can't do it.
I think I'm by myself, but definitely.
Panther
Man, Malik
Pickett.
Willis is not going second, so this is.
I see Kenneth
he's
raising
not.
his hand. All right, unless anyone else.
You know what though, Tawan? Let's be real, man. If Detroit, who's had Malik Willis to talk to him, and they've submitted him, what reaction would be if they actually took Malik Willis with the second pick? It would
They
be
reaching.
It
They
would
reaching.
be a
Yeah.
it would be a trip.
But you realize, hey, y'all do
That means they're not trying to
realize,
get any better.
y'all do realize if the Panthers draft Kenny Pickett at 6, they're gonna say that we reached for him too, and that we were so
Any
desperate for
quarterback
we
in the
gotta-
draft, they're going to
I
say
think
But
the
we
difference
gotta-
between Malik Willis and Pickett is,
But we
that
got a
Malik
quarterback-
Willis ain't gonna start right away.
But the Panthers got a quarterback that can sit in front of him though. I mean, Sam Darnold should go out there and take all the hits that he can. You know what I'm saying? They earned that $20 million or whatever. He should be the crash test dummy for this year.
Yep.
But why would you put Sam Darnold out there? We got a decent offensive line. You just sign Cam. You get Trayvon Walker.
But-
You sign Cam and have Cam.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking like David Tepper, he is not gonna let him sit on the sideline on $20 million.
that's not.
David Tepper does not want Sam Darnold to touch anything on that field.
Well,
So
what's he
Drew,
gonna do?
in this
He ain't
position,
gonna pay him nothing.
And
He-
they
right
ain't
now-
no guarantee Cam Newton's going to come back and resign with Carolina.
that's
Exactly.
true too. But hey, let me ask Drew. Let me ask you this. I mean, we both know how desperate we are for a quarterback. If the board falls this way, and Trayvon Walker is available, or Kenny Pickett, who would you prefer?
We need a quarterback.
I prefer Trayvon Walker
As
So
a
then you
player,
finish-
for Trayvon.
because I don't believe in Kenny Pickett. Yeah, everybody says he's the most pro-ready quarterback.
Would you
But
would
you
you
know
give
who
up?
else?
But then you're gonna
They
say,
said
but
was the best pro-ready quarterback.
oh
They
my
said that Jimmy Clausen was the best pro-ready quarterback.
man, y'all gotta let that
They
go.
did say that. They did say that though. They-
Just
that
saying.
is-
This
I'm
is
with-
what Mel Kiper and all the quote
Y'all,
unquote.
that's Mel Kiper. When
Yeah,
is he ever right?
And Mel Kiper
Yeah,
later
yeah,
admitted
Mel Kiper.
that he was paid to say that.
And
Yeah.
also,
Privately.
remember,
And let's remember when they took Jimmy Clausen, he fell. He was projected to go in the first round, but fell. And John Fox and his Panther crew didn't even scout him. They didn't bring
Yeah.
him in. They didn't
That
look
was
at
true.
him. They didn't scout him at all. John Fox later on said that was the worst pick he's ever made in his life.
Hey Kenneth,
tell
did
you-
you know? Hey, hold on, Kenneth, did you know that happened to him again? Because they went to Chicago, or he was the coach in Chicago, and they drafted Mitchell Trubisky without him knowing either.
Yep. Well,
So
what
it
that
happened
the
to him
GM
not
that
once,
did
but
that?
twice.
Wasn't that the GM that undercut him as head coach
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah,
Or that
that
was
was
the
the
comment
GM.
at the time, though. Yeah.
Yep.
I
Right.
tell you what, Cody, they go and draft Kenny Pickett, and we have one of those rain games that Carolina always seems to
Oh
have.
my God,
here.
man! Y'all need to go ahead with the glove, the hand argument.
I'm not
so
even
tired
talking
of-
about the gloves.
I'm so tired
I'm
of.
not even talking about the gloves.
I'm
The
so tired of
glove
the
is
hand
fine.
argument.
Hey, man, at least we'll have
When he
PJ
tries to
Walker.
throw in the rain
That's
and
just
that
what it
ball is short and it gets picked off because he ain't got the arm strength to get it to where it needs to go in bad weather, everybody gonna be sitting there like, what the hell?
All right, so
Trayvon Walker.
but so you confuse me because you're saying you don't want Pickett, but then you just told us you don't want Sam Darnold going out there. So who's the quarterback?
As I said, if you take Trayvon Walker, you sign Cam and you bring him in.
But,
and you
but
have him
Cam
compete.
doesn't. You don't know if Cam wants to come here.
That's true.
Cam just wants an opportunity to compete. If they give him a fair
I
opportunity,
think Cam's done with
that's the
Carolina.
thing.
I think he's done with driving around with Carolina.
Cam is afraid that if he signs with Carolina, that Matt Rule is not going to give him a fair shake.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Cam is done with the Carolina Panthers fans, bro. I think he's done with the
Honestly, if Cam was really done with Carolina, he would have already signed with somebody because he's already had offers to play.
We don't know that.
I tell you what, in this scenario,
Cam has already admitted he's had offers to play elsewhere.
It's coming from him.
In this scenario, Carolina will do one of two things. Number one, they may do both. They'll probably give up a pick next year. It'd be a very bad deal, and Philadelphia's going to laugh at us because we're going to give up too much for Gardner Minshew. And then they're going to turn around and sign Will Greer because he's been with the team before. When they cut him,
why would you spend next year's capital on Minshew?
Yeah, no way. I'm not doing that.
When you can sign Newton for no capital.
Because Cam Newton has decided that he could go somewhere else and get a better opportunity than coming to Carolina.
But the thing is, everybody's saying Cam can go elsewhere to get a better opportunity. If that was the case, Cam Newton would have already signed somewhere else.
That's not true, but
he's already admitted on his YouTube channel that he has had other offers to go play elsewhere, and he
doesn't tell us. But he doesn't tell us what those deals.
But he don't know what the offers are. If it may be an offer for a backup, he might say
it might be a backup job.
You know, it may be an offer to go to Seattle, and he's like, okay, let's be real. Seattle is all the way across the country, and he wants to be near his kids, who kids are currently living in Atlanta.
Then guess what? Then you
sign with
he's a millionaire. He can take his kids with him.
Well, you're right, but
all right. So look, let me ask you all this. Let's put it to a vote. Trayvon Walker is on the board. Charles Cross is on the board. We're not trading down, right? Kenny Pickett's still on the board too. We're trying to do this like we're the actual GM and the actual war room of the Panthers, right? So maybe Cam doesn't want to come back. My thing is this: what do you want to do? Do you want to add another and very important piece to our defensive line, or do you want to just take Kenny Pickett because, a lot of people think that he could be the guy. I know Twan believes in him. I know there are believers in him. Let's put it to a vote. Nick, are you going Kenny Pickett or Trayvon Walker?
I'm going Walker.
So every time y'all say Walker, that means Walker and Darnold.
That's fine. That's because you know what? Hey, hold on. Like I've said a few times, and I'll continue to say it, and I will say it as long as I need to. Okay? We draft Kenny Pickett, he is losing the QB battle to Sam Darnold. Just saying.
No, he's not.
Wow. All right. Hey,
wow.
I love it, man. I love it. I love them.
Wow.
All right, we have 2 for Trayvon Walker, Panther Pickle. What say you, man?
Charles Cross. No. You know what? I'm a defensive minded guy anyway. I'll just say Trayvon Walker.
All right.
Even though if I was Scott Fitterer, I would get a census in the room and figure out what everybody else wanted to. I don't know I could make an accurate decision. Even though I got paid for it, I wouldn't. But
no. Hey,
I mean, it's a very rough because either way you're going, Trayvon Walker may be the better talent, but you still have to sit there and think, what do you do at quarterback?
True. Yeah,
what do you do at quarterback? Whoever you bring in, whether it's Mayfield, Maker, Cam, whichever veteran you think you're going to bring in, you have to understand they're still available right now for a reason.
Who's off the board? I can't see.
Aiden Hutchinson 1, Malik Willis 2, Evan Neal 3, and Kevin Kwanu 4, Kyle Hamilton 5. And then we're on the board. All right, so right now we're at three votes. Trayvon. Alex, you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, man. What's your vote?
So the thing about it is Pickett, if you go Pickett and it doesn't pan out, now Matt Rule is fired, and now you're looking for a head coach now, and you're stuck. Now you're stuck with Pickett. Like that's right. So I mean, it's one of those things that you're like, if you go and Pickett at 6, that's your guy. That's your franchise guy.
I don't, just because you draft him in my opinion, I don't mean to interrupt you.
He can sit a year, huh?
But just because you draft him in the top 10, don't mean he's your franchise quarterback.
Exactly.
I mean,
you
he's
could
not top 10.
realistically, it doesn't matter. You could realistically use him 4 to 5 years as just a guy that's going to line up.
No way.
And eventually, if you find somebody later on,
you don't pick a guy that high to do that.
But if I can add to that, I also think what he's talking about is look at Arizona a few years back. They drafted Josh Rosen in the top 10. And the next year, they're like, all right, whatever. We have an opportunity at a much better quarterback here. So that's not going to stop us. So, Alex, are you saying Walker or Pickett?
So I'm gonna go Walker. So
all right, that's the tiebreaker right there. Sorry, Matt and Twan, but it wouldn't be enough anyway. Trayvon Walker is the Panthers' pick at 6. I like that though, man.
Why are we picking Walker though?
Because Trayvon Walker is the dude, man.
Bro, him and Burns?
He wouldn't be
that's nasty. And he's a true 4-3 defensive end.
They always said they wanted to get bigger to set the edge. Well, Trayvon Walker can set the edge.
Oh, he's
a big dude. He's a big dude.
Yeah, I just don't know how you could pick top 10, number 6, and then you don't have a pick for few days, and you're just gonna pick it. Come on, makes no sense.
You can log off and log back in on Saturday.
With the situation that the head coaching position's at least if we draft a tackle or an edge, there's a little bit of job security with those guys. Because if, like he said, if we go quarterback, who's to say that the next coach doesn't turn around and gut him and get a new quarterback? He wants his own guy.
David Tepper wouldn't let him do that. That's where the owner steps in.
Well, then he wouldn't hire the coach. That's going to be one of the first things he asks the coach. What are your thoughts on the quarterback?
Somebody asked the question. Somebody says, so who would pick a quarterback and then wait a couple of days? The Carolina Panthers, because they made dumb decisions and they went and got Sam Darnold.
What competent NFL guru?
So we're going to have to
be it coach or GM, would respectively give a second, a 4th, and a 6th for Sam Darnold.
No way. Nobody.
They were betting against themselves. They were bidding against themselves.
And yet, whether we can negotiate or to talk about it, in reality, Scott Fitterer and Matt Rule and David Tepper currently share the blame.
Now this is what happens. This is
I don't
what
think Scott
on draft weekend.
He still is the GM, so until he comes out and says I didn't want him, he has to share the blame.
Look how many players are going off the board, and we're still okay. We're finally coming up at pick 127.
I gotta say too. I mean,
they did a mock like this the other day on the PMP, and they restarted it because they didn't like how it was.
But that was our fault. That was just our fault for that we're in the position that we're in.
You're right. You're absolutely right. And it's like I said, Scott Fitterer, till he comes out and says it, and I understand in his situation, he can't come out and say
that was I'm putting all that in the rule, man.
But Tepper allowed it to happen.
I'm going to decline.
Scott ain't trying to come in as a new GM and ruffle feathers. Come on.
But if you listen to all the tea leaves, that situation happened way back at the Senior Bowl when they were shopping, when they talked to the Lions and already agreed to trade for Matthew Stafford, and at the same time they were shopping Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater heard about it, so then when Stafford slammed the door in their face, then when Stafford slammed the door in their face, Teddy was pissed off. So then at that point, the only person they had left was Sam Darnold. So they did it before the draft. And the draft come around, Justin Fields sitting there. They had already spent all the draft capital on a quarterback already. So that was nothing but cluster fuck-ups.
Yeah.
But that's what it was.
So this draft might be a little rough.
Yeah,
a lot of our preferred linebacker prospects are no longer there anymore. a lot of running backs on the board, interior defensive linemen.
Your dude Clark's up there. He's still there.
Yeah, Damone Clark's up there. People in the chat room are freaking out because he's had a spinal contusion surgery.
Sterling.
I don't know how much that'll affect them.
Who's that QB?
Zappy. Let's draft Zappy.
Yeah, man, dude, this is not a great draft for.
What's the name of that big old dude? I can't remember his name now. The 250-pound dude.
The tight end.
The quarterback. The quarterback's 250 pounds, like 6'7", 250.
Wasn't that Zappy?
No, it wasn't Zappy. I don't think.
I'll remember his name.
There was a quarterback that big old boy.
Hey, so y'all want to go? So Donovan West is
Cam Jurgens. Let's get Jurgens.
So Cam Jurgens is probably going to be there unless y'all want to go Donovan West, who also has the ability to play center. Man, I'm trying to think just who else is on the board that we can grab right now. I mean, did y'all just want to do Jurgens right now? Or y'all want to go Ridgeway, interior defensive lineman? John Ridgeway is available for IOL. Donovan West is another guy that has position versatility, can play center, can play guard.
Either one, as long as they play. I mean, I don't know a lot about West, but I trust you. We'd take West. At this point, it's just took offensive lineman. We might suck at quarterback, but at least we'll get the other position settled.
I think. Yeah, go ahead. Whoever was.
Yeah, real quick. I mean, just before we draft or whatever, but I'm just saying, like, okay, we went D end, and mind you, 18-20 mil for Sam Darnold right now is not, like I was saying, like, it's not a lot. There's other starting quarterbacks that are making way more. If we wanted to pick up if we want to pick up Cam on a friendly deal and he could compete for a starting spot, it's not going to be a lot. It'll be like, what is he going to make? 5-10 million? It's not that much. So, and we have the cap space, but that's my 2 cents on that.
No, I mean, you're not, when you compare him to what a lot of other quarterbacks are going to make, he is relatively cheap.
Yeah, he's relatively cheap, and he's garbage.
Yeah, that's why he's relatively cheap.
Who's garbage?
Sam Darnold.
Oh, okay. I thought you said Cam Newton.
That's
what got us into this, man. Oh, it's what we dealing with is karma. That's how we got into all of this.
You're right.
Because I did Cam Newton dirty.
Yep.
And it followed us ever since.
Yep.
And then they want to pay him nickels. Man, come on,
bro.
I just don't. I don't see him going anywhere to start for a starting spot anywhere else. The only spot that really he has a shot is Carolina to start.
All right, what do y'all want to do? You want to
go? Let's say Jurgens. Right, yeah, just say Jurgens.
I disagree with that. I say any man, if Belichick brings you to his team to start on his team, you always got a chance.
Always. Bro, he's busted on 20. He's busted on plenty of people, man. So nobody's perfect.
Yeah, anybody judging that man on what he did for Carolina last year that's not fair, man. That's ridiculous.
Look,
I would give Cam a shot. I would bring Cam in today if he'd signed with us.
In a perfect world, I would love to have him. And then we can just do what we need to do in the draft.
Just take Clark. We need a linebacker.
Take him here.
Yeah. I say we take the punter.
Hey, I'm with you. Perfect world. Bring Cam back, and we sign him, and it's all good and dandy. But I don't know.
You bring Cam back now. You got an offensive line in front of him, and look at all the weapons he's got.
Speaking of offensive line, I just came across stumping that said Austin Corbett has only allowed 5 sacks and 1,686 pass blocking snaps.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that earlier today too, which is fantastic.
That's pretty good. The guy who's seen sacks happen to Austin Corbett.
Should we make Nick smile from ear to ear and just take this punter?
You know what? I'm not going front. It's a 5th round pick, and I really want to do it because last we're doing it. We're taking the punter,
That
Nick.
works.
Matt Ariza, Carolina Panthers, boys.
Look at Nick. He's hyped. Nick is hyped. Look at him.
Nick, go put on the sheet again.
But you know what, dude? Like, hey, what if this guy? What if this guy ends up?
Hey, listen, y'all. We've just made Matt real proud.
Bro, Nick,
Nick, proud.
Last year, punter the shit.
What guys say? Kickers are people too.
What if
one of them will make the team this year?
What if Matt Ariza turns out to be a Pro Bowl kicker and punter for the Carolina Panthers?
He'll become a Pro Bowl kicker and punter. It just won't be for Carolina.
As long as damn it, Drew.
Hey, Harrison Butler 2.0.
Hey,
the
guy we signed in free agency is deteriorating. The only difference is we're the only one that doesn't see that.
If that happens, I will personally, Nick, I will buy you a jersey, and I will buy you a Matt Ariza jersey, and I will send it to you. If that happens,
you don't have to do that, brother. But I would appreciate it. You know, just come on here, hang out.
Me if you don't want it.
As long as the next head coach isn't Meyer, we don't have to worry about our special teams guys getting assaulted.
So, we're at pick 199. We can either go tight end with Austin Allen.
Yeah, grab Austin Allen.
Yeah,
grab Austin Allen.
Now, we don't prefer him over Charlie Kohler.
I like Kohler better.
Austin's
he played
tall.
for Baylor too.
Austin's 6'8".
Now Kohler can block better, can he? Isn't he?
Yeah, I would. If I'm being honest, I'd probably prefer Kohler.
Because in the defense, in the offense, we're going to run. That we need. We depend on our tight ends to block.
Yeah. All right, Charlie Kohler right here, and then maybe we can take a flyer on Marquise Bell if he's still available at 242. Probably won't be because he's right here at 211. But yeah, man, that one. I'm not gonna front. This draft is tough. With Malik going number 2, and us not trading down.
Bell went to Cleveland.
But let me ask y'all this: do y'all think the Panthers would rather draft Trayvon Walker or trade down in that scenario?
I think they would trade down.
Trade down.
I really do. I believe they would trade down.
Are you asking the Panthers?
Once those picks, man.
I'm saying, what would the Panthers do? Like,
the Panthers gonna stay and take Kenny Pickett.
You think they're
they won't trade down.
They're not gonna trade down.
It depends on who's in charge.
We're talking about the Carolina Panthers here. They're not gonna do the smart thing. They're gonna do the Panther thing. That's gonna be to take Kenny Pickett.
Well, me and Drew have the same mindset on a lot of this.
I kind of agree with you a lot, but at the very same time, if Scott Fitterer stays in charge like he's been in free agency, they'll trade down.
But
it depends on if they let him do what he wants.
You're gonna see David Tepper sitting there like he was last year. It's Scott Fitterer gonna look over his shoulders like, Dave, what do you think? We need to take Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, 100%. Pittsburgh royalty, man. You know that's what David Tepper wants.
David Tepper can move back to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, right. All right, so on the board now, this is our final pick. Kyler McMichael is on the board. Amari Carter, a safety from Miami, 6'2", 200 pounds. Strong safety.
My wide receiver done left, didn't he?
Smoke Monday gone.
Let's see.
Smoke Monday.
Yep, Smoke is actually off the board for once.
Be the only drop off.
He went to Green Bay at 228.
Good for Smoke. He's going to go to a winning team.
Yeah, right. Good.
We don't know that.
Just be careful when you.
He went to Green Bay. He did go. He went to Green Bay.
Raiders did that too with Alex Leatherwood, and you saw how that turned out.
So my vote would be Amari Carter on the off chance that we're going to put Jeremy Chin at linebacker.
Sure.
I think. Yeah, I think you could put Amari Carter
the suckiest draft we've ever
that
drafted.
strong. Yeah, this is out of all the ones we've done on the free for all, this is probably the toughest. And which is funny because the one that we did before this, I felt like was one of the strongest.
Right. But you know, this curiosity though, if they ever had a draft where you could not trade at all, where there were no trades allowed, from the start of the offseason to the end of the offseason, no trades allowed, what kind of draft would it be?
I think teams would hate that.
I agree. I would agree.
Yep. All right, so this is it. Again, it's different. We're still able to pick up some big names, but Trayvon Walker, that helps our defensive line immensely. Cam Jurgens, center out of Nebraska. Damon Clark, who the chat will not stop letting me know that he is hurt. Yes, loud and clear, he is a hurt man. So that's a flyer pick. We'll see how much that ends up happening. Matt Ariza, my man, Nick's favorite player in this draft, the best long-term punter / kicker for the Carolina Panthers. You heard it here first. Charlie Kohler. Yeah. Charlie Kohler at tight end, Amari Carter at safety. I mean, yeah, it was specifically done with no trades, but I don't know. I mean, is this as bad as we think on the surface? I mean, let's say that we do what Drew is saying and we bring back Cam Newton. You have Sam Darnold, Brady Christensen, and Deontay Brown are expected to play this year. I don't know if the Panthers do that. Is this draft so terrible?
Not if Cam Newton starting at quarterback is not.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll actually be competent at the quarterback position, and I think we'll compete.
Yeah.
Just think about this, guys. Cam may not be what he used to be, but Cam has never had the type of weaponry that he would have this year.
Or the O-line that we have
exactly.
this year.
Cam never had an offensive line. Even when they went to the Super Bowl, they didn't have this kind of offensive line.
Yeah, and also you don't have to he doesn't have to do too much. He
just get the ball. Just get the ball to the open guy. That's it.
Yeah, and they're gonna run the ball most of the time anyway. So I mean, just run the ball, clock management, and play good defense. I mean,
and Cam still can run. So I mean, if you're spreading everybody out, and Cam doesn't see the first two reads, Cam can take off and get you 5 or 6 yards on almost any play. So that team should never be in 3rd and long. It should never be in 3rd and long because Cam by himself can get you 5 or 6 yards.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm with it. I mean, McAdoo's gonna run a lot of play action. So I mean, just run the ball, play action, pass. I mean, I could see it working. But
if I could throw in about that Clark, that linebacker, he'll miss this coming entire year. But let's be real. There's been other linebackers go through and other NFL players. If somebody takes him mid-round, they could just IR him for the whole rookie year, start him. If he was listed as he was projected as a 2nd-round pick. You can get a good steal out of this, provided your doctors and your specialists can understand that he can recover from this injury. Is
that official? Are they saying that he for sure?
Well, on
play?
NFL Network, on NFL.com, they're saying that is top linebackers prospect Damian Clark undergoing spinal fusion surgery, likely to miss the 2022 season. This was listed March the 24th.
All right. I mean, yeah, that's tough, man. But I don't know. Even if he does fall, maybe someone will pick him up as an undrafted free agent.
Yeah.
The dude has talent.
If it was me, and he was there, just say a late Saturday, like a 6th pick, why would you not spend a 6th pick or 7th on it? Just saying. I mean, providing your doctors and your trainers have the report that says that he should overcome this.
Yeah, and again, who knows if he actually
exactly
get that kind of report?
You said, why wouldn't you? Because they're the Carolina Panthers, and I got one name for Trey Smith.
Yep. Did the same thing with Trey. Wouldn't take a flyer on him. Why would they take a flyer on this guy who seems to be even more hurt? You know? So
because
I don't know.
Rule realized. Okay, let me change that. Because Scott Fitterer realized that they screwed up last year. I had to search out 3 names before I got the right one, but you know.
And that's something we'll never know too. Like,
no,
was anyone in the organization fighting for Trey Smith? Hey man, I know this guy has a weird injury report, but I'm telling you, he's a dog. You know, maybe
if
I could go back, I watched.
Yeah.
Why would you take a flyer on a guy?
Last year, I watched the practice, the Senior Bowl practice, and I watched it on my TV, and I saw Matt Rule look at Trey Smith and say, "You go over and stand over here. I don't trust your injury report." That's what he told Trey Smith at the Senior Bowl. And Trey Smith stood over and didn't do anything until one of the other assistant coaches got involved. And that told me right then, no matter what happened, they were going to take you. Now, I can't find that anymore because I just can't. But, it's out there. And, nobody's going to bring that up now. But I remember
Matt Rule should have nothing to do with player personnel. Let him.
I'm a Tennessee guy, so I knew Trey Smith was going to be talented. I knew he had talent. Yeah, he had injury issues, but I wanted to see him drafted high. But
well, gentlemen, I think that does it for another Friday free for all, man. 2 hours and 15 minutes. I told Nick before the show, man. Now it's kind of the dead part of the season, like before the draft, like. Ratchets up, so there's really not a ton to talk about, dude. If it wasn't for Sam Darnold going on a podcast, there would probably be no news for us to even discuss today, man. But listen, this is your Friday free for all, man. No matter what topics I might bring to the show, this is for people to come on and talk about what they want to talk about. So hey man, that's why we love doing it, man. Everybody gets to come in and be a part of the C3 Panther Nation and share their opinions, man. I'm going to give an exit to all my fantastic guests here on the show. Would any of you like to plug anything or say anything to Panther Nation before we get out of here? Yeah, go ahead, man.
Go ahead, Alex or Matt.
I know it's been a tough ride the last couple of years, and the future seems so uncertain. But as the man whose jersey I'm wearing right now once said, and it is the honorable and legendary Sam Mills, keep pounding.
Keep pounding, man.
Let me tell you this. I'm just reading on Twitter, the USFL will start next Saturday on Fox and NBC. Now, I want you to listen to this part. 2 players from each team will be wearing helmet cams at every game.
2 players from every team?
Yes, will be wearing helmet cams. I mean, I don't even know how this is possible, but nonetheless, that's going to be interesting.
They're going to put it on the inside of the helmet right here in this area right here.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, I'm down for it. I wish the NFL would do more shit like that.
Put it like this: if it's successful in the USFL, it'll be in the NFL within 2 years.
I like that too. Let other people innovate and let the NFL just rip them off once they come up with the good ideas. But ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cody Lashney. This has been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. We will be back this Tuesday night at 9 p.m. for another edition of our Tuesday night Carolina Cat Chronicles podcast. And that's it, folks. Until next time, Panther Nation, keep pounding.
Keep pounding.
Keep pounding.